Is he in the vehicle?
Yeah. I'm at Grace Church Road. I went to Waynesboro to bring this man down to this address. And now he's trying to force his way into a house. I'm afraid to move my vehicle. Just fighting in there.
It's inside the house now?
Yeah.
You have your doors locked?
It's open. I'm in a van.
You need to make yourself safe, okay? Even if you've got to drive away from there to get away from him and close that and lock that door. Do that for me now, please.
Okay, wait a minute.
And boom. Boom, there she is. Boom, there he is. Hey, guys.
Hey, y'all.
Sunday, right?
Sunday.
Oh, okay. Sunday.
Honey, have you had a Sunday fun day?
Yeah, no, I've had a Sunday freaking lazy day is what I've done.
Good.
I watched a lot of videos last night. Like I was just watching a bunch of different videos last night, and then I finally fell asleep. I think there was one that was, I don't know, 2 hours long. But anyways, so I had to actually push myself to get motivated today.
You did.
Like,
yeah, we talked earlier, and you're like, I'm lazy, and I was like, oh, take a nap, and you're like, I've taken a nap.
Many naps, actually. In and out. Hello, everybody. Okay, so just do our hellos. Hey, Deb. How are you? Debbie, look at Deb. Debbie Johnson right underneath.
Have you noticed that, really quickly, before we go on with the hellos, have you noticed, I think earlier this week, I really picked up on, Deb seems a little older than she did last week.
I think so. I feel like she is.
She's aged a little bit.
Yeah, at least a week. Not quite, but almost. Yeah. I mean, you can see it. It's in the
I mean, you can definitely see it a little bit.
Definitely
but shout out to our Pisces birthday people.
Yeah. Exactly. You know what? My older sister, the one that I, love so much. Not my twin, but my older one. She turned, hold on, what am I? 53? So she turned 56? Yeah. 56 yesterday. Only because it was the 25th and I remember this. She's probably back talking. Oh, here comes husband. I hear husband. Hi, husband. Thank you. Okay, you guys.
Oh, we've seen this box before.
Yeah. So my husband and my brother-in-law were, building. Ryan wanted this dresser from IKEA the other day, and they just finally pulled it out of the back of the SUV today. And the reason why is because I had purchased him one before he came out here, but the cats keep going into the baskets of it and lying on the clothes. Yeah. So anyways, the other day, right? Remember like last week on his way home, I was like, kept detouring after that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And so Ryan treated to a boss box. And so
this is the kebab place, right?
Yeah. Tell me if you can see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, no. Okay. So in this
goodness,
boss box is a kebab, French fries, and those in that wrapper beside the Coke, that would be spring rolls, some sort of spring rolls,
Yum.
and then of course a Diet Coke. So that's like 19.99. Whoops, I think
Wow.
that's like 19.99. So
Right.
I put that
I
to the
mean,
side.
it's
Yeah,
good packaging.
right.
It's unnecessary packaging, but it's good
Yeah,
packaging.
you know what? It's great packaging. It's like having an airplane food tray thing right in front of you almost.
Right.
You know. anyways, anyways, I just think it's really cool. Actually, really good food as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, not bad. 1999 is expensive, but whatever. Um, didn't pay for it, so. um,
Right.
Hi Shelly. Hi Sees Through. Jill Moser's in the house. Austin's in the house. Lisa Marie. Aspen Connor. There's Deb again, still aging rapidly. Your Cali girl.
Poor
Um,
Deb. Deb, I'm
yeah.
just playing. Don't punch me.
Oh no, she would if you were in front of her right now, probably.
She's
I
punching.
mean,
She's
like
punching
a
at the screen.
like a love tap, right? I can just see her like coming at you, and she keeps missing though. I feel like she's just missing you. Hey Jay Moon, how are you? Um, Auntie M, it's click the Wizard of Oz. Auntie M, hey Mark, how are you? Mustangs in the house. I think. Let's see. Streamlabs is always in the house. Vertigo Brain. The Aussies are in the house.
Yes, we have. I love our Aussie audience.
We get a lot of Aussies.
I'm ready to
But
get on that plane and take a trip over.
my wrench is in the house. Hello, guys. Okay, so tonight it's kind of like what I call a hodgepodge of different things going on. To be honest with you, um, if it wasn't for the fact that there was probably a bunch of stuff, I probably would have said, Adam, I don't feel like doing a live tonight.
And
that
as soon as she said she was tired, I was like, oh, I'll send you this. I'll send you
I
this.
know,
I'll
I know,
send you this.
I know.
But you still had more than I did.
Yeah. So tonight we're gonna go over Bryan Kohberger. We're gonna go over
Wow.
that person that keeps talking about Dylan. Um, we're gonna go over let's
The
see here
TikToker.
the TikToker, and we're gonna go over some audio from the Mudaugh case.
Yep.
And whatever else comes our way. Okay,
Right.
we'll just go now.
Yeah, I know if we have time, there's a fun video we might play towards the end, from that I found earlier today that it shouldn't be funny, but I couldn't stop laughing when I watched it. So, if we have time, we'll play that later.
One second here. I wanted to. Okay, hold on a second. Okay. Most of you people, I'm sure, don't know who this is, but
I know.
I wanted to share. Yeah.
Wait,
So-
could he turn around?
Yeah. Okay. And the only reason why I put a different picture over mine is because, like, honestly, my room was a mess behind me on that. This is back in the Skype days. So back in 2016, that's when I met my husband online. So that's what he looked like back in 2016. It was. So come weed day, 420. That's when he'll have been out here 8 years, and we've been married for 7.5 years.
Right.
And so that's my DoorDash, Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I forget that he got there on my parents' wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Besides his eyes, he has. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but he has the most amazing blue eyes, and when they hit a certain light, I'm just like, brrr. But he has this. I just want to show you up close and personal. He has this amazing little dimple right here that he does when he smiles, and it gets me every time. And so when he grows like a beardy thing and it's hiding that cute dimple, I'm just like, shave. It's time to shave, honey, because that dimple gets me every single time. But anyways, that was him when I met him, and we talked on like Skype. I met him, like I said, playing gaming online RuneScape, and wasn't planned, just one of those things, and we just madly fell in love with each other. Can't help it, just happened. I felt like you know what, I deserved someone like Steve Austin. I'm just going to say that. I was waiting for someone like that to ever come in my life for all those years of the abusive relationships and and it's, yeah.
And now
So,
here I am. Wait, who are we talking about?
I was talking about you, obviously, Adam. Duh. But anyways, yeah, he just has like, and then he got the accent and everything, the British accent. Anyways, that my DoorDash driver. Okay, so
that sounds like something you can pretend later.
Great. I'll pretend like you're my husband too. Okay, I got a few of them right now. Oh no. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna start off with that. Thank you, Shelly. That's one thing I was gonna say. Okay, Alexa, where are you? Okay, I've called you. I've messaged you. Deb's messaged you. Where are you? Are you okay? Or did you go on your trip? I don't know. Alexa didn't answer her phone because I hadn't talked to her in about 2 days, and I thought to myself, oh, because sometimes the days get away from me, and so I messaged her, expecting her to reply maybe the next day if she was busy, and then I called her, and then then I messaged her on the phone, right, and then I called her this morning. No answer. I was expecting her to, like the messenger to kind of, activate or something. And still no Alexa. It says Alexa hasn't been on in over 24 hours on Messenger. So where is Alexa? Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? But in this case, it's where in the world is Alexa? All I know is, Alexa, where are you? Let us know that you're okay. She could be on the trip that she was talking about, but I don't know. I just would have expected her to let us know. She, like say, hey, gonna go on my trip or something. But I don't know. All I know is, where is Alexa? And I literally have her phone number. So I was like calling New York. Adam, what did you say something to Alexa? All right. See, Adam plays these things when he goes on vacation, right? Remember, Deb? Adam just disappears, right? Adam always
vacation.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I may have messaged her. I'm like, Alexa, you can do better. Okay.
Adam, Deb, correct me if I'm right or if I'm right. But remember when Adam goes on vacation, he always says, that he'll talk to us basically, or he'll probably do a live. How many times did he say that? Remember from Portugal?
And I did.
And then all of a sudden, at the very end, yeah, and then he disappeared for another few days again. And then, so Adam's just as bad. So I'm just hoping that that's what's happened to Alexa, is that she's just, yes, we were thinking he was kidnapped, remember? And then all of a sudden, I message him on Facebook, Adam, that is. Next thing I know, it's almost like, yeah, doing fine. Oh, really? Meanwhile, we're over here panicking, going, like, this is odd, right? It's the first time we understood that Adam doesn't know how to communicate when he's on vacation. It's like we don't exist anymore, pretty much. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me just go back. So that we don't know what happened to Alexa. Deb, if Alexa is in your dungeon, we're just asking if you could release her. I'll give you let's see. I'll give you a Diet Coke. Okay. Actually, I'm not even going to give you that. I'll give you a spring roll. All right. Just release her. That's all.
Can I answer that question, Mark? Can I answer that question, Sunny?
Which one?
Mark's question.
Oh, I don't see it because I'm too busy scrolling back to the top there.
Mark says, so which online game brought you two together, Sunny? Sunny and Steve met each other in RuneScape.
Yeah, RuneScape. It was before World of Warcraft, okay, everyone? Basically, World of Warcraft ripped off RuneScape, and then they made it, in a sense, a different game, but better, but the same similar idea. And then RuneScape decided, whoa, wait, all these people are going to World of Warcraft. Let's mimic World of Warcraft. And then it flunked. It failed. it food.
Mimicking something is never the road to success.
Yeah. But you know,
In my
the thing
opinion.
was, no, you know, the thing was is that World of Warcraft came out later. RuneScape is just an old game. For the people that like RuneScape, and I started playing it when my son taught me back in 1999, I think it was, or 2001, one of the two, somewhere around there. And anyway, so I'm like an original RuneScaper from when you were like a Lego freaking having to use the sleeping bag and stuff. But anyways, so then they ended up bringing back 2007. But anyways, that's where I met my husband, was on RuneScape, and it was just one of those things. I'll call it fate, destiny, because I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna, like I said, I, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Me and my husband have such a powerful magnetic love for each other without even. Do you know what I mean? It's just like you at first I'm playing coy because I'm not even thinking about a guy at this point. It's about a year after, you know, the divorce and stuff. And, you know, you just started talking and I was like, oh, dang, what a nice dude. And then I just remember going, well, I'm not investing my time in anybody whatsoever. But then the one day I knew I had him hooked was when he was like, so do you know when you're going to be back home from work? And I'm like, gotcha. Anyways, it was just a magnetic love that happened very fast. So I want to call that, you know, I don't want to say love at first sight, but I want to say that it was just such a powerful love.
Oh.
And we still have that to this day. You know, everyone at first kind of gets in their bliss in that. But me and my husband are just like best friends. Like, he lets me do my thing, I let him do his thing. So, you know, if everyone ever thinks that I'm the bossy pants in the family, untrue. We don't boss each other around at all. We just do our things and we support each other.
Right.
To be honest with you, and that's the way it should be. Um, it happened to only 30 minutes. Ah, that's nice, Andrew. You know, nowadays it's quite normal, you know, to meet people
Oh.
online. I mean, this life could turn into a dating game if you want it to be. It doesn't matter if you're married or not. But anyways, thanks for asking, Mark. And my youngest son.
The only way I'm going to meet someone at this point is if they literally just come in the chat and they're like, "Hey."
Right. So Lisa Marie says, my youngest son met his girlfriend online gaming. He has now moved to be with her in Vancouver, which is where I'm from. I'm in Langley, a suburb of Vancouver. He was busy eating ketchup, potato chips.
I was.
I know. Got you hooked on those, didn't I?
I was. Yeah, and I've suffered withdrawals now for a few months.
Right. It is crazy. It's crazy what they're trying to charge for a bag of chips. Like, they're literally trying to charge like $10 for a bag of ketchup chips. You know, like $30 for 2 bags and stuff. I'm like,
no. The President's Choice are $15 for 2 bags.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that's like no name. That's $1 a bag here. Okay.
Okay.
$1.
Okay. I'll pay street value.
Yeah, I heard going Thailand is supposed to be amazing. Stay safe. Yeah, Thailand. Oh, one of my ex-bosses went over there. Came back really sick, to be honest with you.
I know someone that went over there. Well, someone's husband that went over there, and he used to go there for work, and turns out that he had a thing for the lady boys.
Really?
Yeah. Imagine finding that out. And he was British. Okay.
Oh, fun. Do you have wedding photos? Somewhere on my computer. Somewhere on my computer. Yeah, I don't feel like digging for them right there. Somewhere on my computer. If you guys need my computer, that could take a while. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, of course, Shelley.
Probably.
I remember the live perfectly well the other night. And I was very happy on that live. Hold on. Yeah.
Oh, Lacey said, I'm sorry. You're having a bad night. Sorry.
Oh, wait, hold on. Lacey, this should be it.
Okay.
Roger Tango Aspen. Lacey's son is having a bad night tonight. What are your prognosis for Lacey's son?
Alpha, wax, Omega. Can you repeat that?
Yeah. Lacey Song. Okay, like wax on, wax off. Lacey Song is having a bad night tonight. What is your prognosis and what are we going to do about that?
Oh, Lacey, son, the little girl. I'm so sorry you're having a bad night tonight. Things are gonna get better if you just stick with the Lord and you just keep things up in the
Yeah.
up the good way they're supposed to be. Things will get better. They always do. You trust me. Trust me. I ain't gonna steer you wrong, girl.
I'm not going to steer you wrong either, Lacey Son. Lacey Son 10-4. Cucumber is in the fridge. Over.
Yeah. Case girl, just a little helpful hint. You want to get that a little cold first.
Okay. That's our advice. Tango, roger that. Over. Yeah, that's all I can
Okay.
think of right now. Yeah. Okay.
In
Cucumber
scene.
in the fridge. You're going to have a good night tonight, Lacey Son. Okay? So if you're having a bad night, I mean, honestly, just stay here and watch us for a while. We'll make you happy. And if we can't make you happy, well, then go to a different channel, obviously, that can make you happy. Probably, I don't know, like a SEX channel or something.
Wait, they have those?
No, of course not. Of course not. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lacey. I think a lot of people can identify with that.
Well, you just ignore those ones. Just tie them up, put them in the dungeon, let them out when we're done this live.
You shut that door and you just hang out on YouTube.
Yeah. Throw a few cats down there. The big cats. The one with the paws that claw. Those ones. Yeah. You're good. You two are such good ones. Okay, so 44 people. Yeah.
Fair.
But yeah, I get it, Lacey. Okay. I mean, but those are everyday normal life things. Yeah. So unless anyone in the chat wants to cheer Lacey Son up, if we're not doing the job for you, Lacey, I still think that a cucumber is your best.
Right. Where's Ray? Where's Ray Jones when you need him?
Where's Ray? Where's our sarcastic Ray Jones? Is he fishing? Yeah, that's what basements are for. Okay, you guys.
Right.
So let's start off with. Hold on. Let me.
You want to start off with the Mudaugh so you can eat your food?
Well, I was deciding that. Yeah. So let's start off with the Mudaugh tape first. It's approximately. Well, hold on. I'm gonna play. No, let's listen. Which one do I want to play first? Hold on. Let me just see here. Not that one. Right, too many tabs open here, people. Okay, close those off. Close those off. Just deciding. Okay, no. This one right here. Okay.
Oh, Lacey said I watched that today too.
Yeah, JLR could have. No, right? I didn't watch him.
I did watch
Adam
it.
kept sending me messages.
It's the first time I've ever watched a live of his.
Yeah.
And I will say, he said, and excuse my language, but he said that prison blankets are, quote, tampon thin. And I'm not quite sure what that means.
You would know. 10 years. You would know. Yeah. We really appreciate that, of course, the info on that. I've never experienced one myself ever. So if you say that those things are like thin liners, I bet you they are, to be honest with you. It's no different than those hospital blankets we get to. It's, yeah. Okay. But anyways, I'm going to play this one first, I believe. Okay, so that is, sorry guys. Nope, it's not that one. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's definitely not that one.
Not that one.
Oh, wait.
This one.
No, not that one.
Nope.
No, not that one either. This one. Okay. We'll play this one first. Too many. I got all these tabs open ready for tonight. Okay, ready, guys? No. Wait.
That's the one you said was boring, I think.
Wait.
No.
Halt. That's not the one.
You got the 13-minute one?
No. It was one that came on that I was watching. right? No, it's not that one.
Lacey,
No, it's not
we,
that
we
one.
we joke, but you're not. You're. We've all experienced that, so we get it.
Hold on. It's not. Hold on. It's not that one.
Hey, Stefan.
You know what? I'm just going to play the 15-minute one to start. That's the one we're going to watch. I had it open though. I'm so confused. Oh well. Okay, let's
It should be in
find
your
it.
history.
Well, yeah. Sometimes it makes it there. Is
Right.
this the one? Hold on. Oh, get your act together, Sonny. This is
My
the one.
my middle niece's phone's only at 5%. I should text her.
Yeah.
I got, those bright pink sneakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think I'm joking, don't you?
No, I don't think you're joking.
I mean, every single day.
Is that as loud as it goes, Sonny?
For some canteen. Anyway.
Yeah, this is no.
I mean, ain't no Ritz Carlton. I promise you that. But, I mean, shit, I love on myself. I can take it.
Or is there anything when I get home I can mail anything to you, like at soap or something like that?
Mail. I mean, the food's so bad, but Jim put some money on this canteen, so hopefully I ordered it today. They say hopefully it'll come Monday.
And what is
little food like Pop-Tarts and some potato chips and stuff that you eat. I mean, this food, you can't eat it. I'm in jail.
Yeah.
But I lost 10 more pounds, 5 more pounds. I'm about 215.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, the funniest thing is every day, I have my sneakers, my bright orange sneakers,
Yeah.
And every day, I mean, hey man, want to sell them sneakers for some canteen? I swear, everywhere I walk, somebody says, hey man, you want to sell them sneakers? Hey man, sneakers for some canteen? Hey, I've seriously considered it. If I had any other shoes, I promise you I would have done it. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing good. Good as you can. Shit, I mean, just dealing with it,
Yeah, I understand.
Drive your ass crazy, but I mean, I wish I had a recording to play you some of the noises you hear at night.
Really?
Coming from these fools. But
I gotcha.
Yeah, I still get offered daily. Somebody tries to buy my shoes.
Well, you gonna sell them to somebody?
You don't know how close I've come. If I had any other shoes, Jim put some money on my canteen on Wednesday, so I ordered some stuff, and you get it on Monday, they say. But I mean, man, this food, guy, you can't imagine what the food's like in here.
Nah, I bet it's pretty rough.
I mean, I try to make myself eat. Number one, it's everything, I mean, it's very little meat. It's and there's no salt, no seasoning, no nothing. So all you can do to choke your shit down. It's a lot of beans, and carrots and shit like that.
Right.
So anyway, I've been trying to do push-ups and sit-ups in my cell.
Have you sold your shoes yet?
No, not yet. I was getting ready to, though, man, because, shit, I got one pair of socks. They're so nasty now, but I can't wash them because then your feet get cold at night. But I ordered me some tube socks from the canteen, so I got me 2 pairs of tube socks coming Monday.
So do you live by yourself, or do you have, like, cellmates?
Oh, no. I mean, that's one thing. I have, I have no interaction of any substance with anybody other than, 30 seconds with some of the trustees and you know, a little bit of interaction with the guards. I mean, I have a whole
So
pod
you don't-
to myself. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 rooms in my pod. I have a little TV at the end of the hallway, but there's only one channel.
So there's nobody else in there?
No.
Well, is that because you're like being held because there's a judgment coming up, or?
Nah, it's for my safety, you know, because I'm all over the television and TV, and I mean they've been very nice to me in here. I will be the first to say that they have been wonderfully nice to me, very courteous. I mean,
Well, then if you got no interaction, then how do people offer you money for your shoes?
well, because I was in a different pod to start with, where there were other people in cells. Like there's, you know, I'm in the medical ward is where they put me, even though I'm not medical, because there's like 6 different pods, and there's like 5 cells in each pod, 6 cells, and then there's 10, 12, 15 cells in the big pod. But I was in a smaller pod straight across, right, like pod B, and there were people in the other cells. So because my COVID test hadn't come back yet, I was only getting out once a day for an hour out of my cell. Is all I was getting out. And so this nice guard moved me across to a new pod where I'm the only person in the pod, so I get to come out, you know, in the mornings for a couple hours, but no, not really the mornings. You get to come out afternoons for several hours, and then go back up and then come out again, you know, for several hours in the evening. But
I got you. I don't know why, but I figured you were in like gym talk or something like that.
nah.
Oh, that's probably for the best.
But I don't know what's going on, but there's some big weekend where the Bloods and the Crips kill each other. So this is the first time I've been out of my thing in, I don't know, a while. It's been on lockdown all week. So I don't know when I'm going to get the call again. I just didn't want you to worry about me.
Okay. How do you know that this is a big weekend that gangs kill each other?
Because I asked a guy, I was like, you know, I mean, we've been on lockdown since, you know, only times I've been out of my cell were to go see Jim the other day, and to go, I don't know, get some medical thing. And I was like, well, are we going to get out of our things today? And he's like, nah, this weekend is, and he called it something. And I'm like, what is that? And he said, that's big, something with the Bloods. And, you know, they fight, and, I don't know, kill each other.
Unalive.
I don't know. I ain't seen no blood where I'm at. But. Are you with John?
No, I'm not.
Are you at Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Can you call John? I got 2 minutes, and I'm not going to be able to make another call. I need $28 on the canteen because it's Thanksgiving. The deadline is 10 o'clock in the morning, so I need to order it tonight because I'm not going to get out in the morning.
Okay. I'll
$28. Somebody tried to send me a book, and I got a notice that said somebody tried to send you a book. It's contraband. If they don't pick it up, it's going to be destroyed. But I figured it would be.
Yeah, Liz said she was going to try it and see if they would let it through. She did that first day you called us about that. We were kind of trying to see what they were going to allow. But they apparently have a library there that all of y'all have access to. I don't know what they got in it and what they don't. But we've also found out that we might be able to donate books to it if they don't have anything you like. But you got to figure out how to get to it.
Yeah, all right. I'll try to figure that out.
And I don't know, because they're keeping you kind of, it's like the medical wing or something, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
It's not in the regular.
They changed my classification, so I'm not in the cell all the time.
Well, that's good. You got to get out and be able to do something.
I mean, it's like
You go-
3 hours, and
I can't imagine not having anything to read, not having a game to play or anything.
This old trustee, one-legged dude named Clarence, he moves himself around on a wheelchair. He's been helping me get books and all stuff. But they about to run out. So
yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, I'm not kidding you. I bet I've read 15, 18 books in short order.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's the only thing you got to do, really.
Well, I started exercising too, so I'm on my 11th day, and I mean I can already tell a difference. So I can already tell a difference, so that's good. And I'm doing more and more each day.
Yeah, a little bit more. At least it'll keep you in semi-decent shape, because I know the food's not good. You said you were eating snacks too much, but
the food, I've been trying to quit eating because, I mean, you know.
But you got to have something that's decent. I mean, you got to have something that has some flavor. Yeah.
Oh my God, you don't know how bad this food is. I haven't seen anything like it. Hey, you think hospital food's bad? I'm telling you now. I would damn go to Richmond.
The hospital food's good, huh?
For three squares a day.
Did you get your money submitted for whatever that was?
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
What is that? Like you get to buy like an actual dinner or something?
Now, here's the way it works. All right, so the canteen isn't like a room you go to and use a vending machine. All right.
Break it down for us, Alec.
You go to this kiosk. You know what a kiosk is, right?
Yeah.
It's like a little computer machine out.
I know what a kiosk is.
All right, so you go to the kiosk and you place your order. All right, and you can order any array of things like hygiene products, this, that, and the other. Then they got, all these foods, potato chips, a bunch of varieties of potato chips, summer sausage, beef sticks, crackers, and you can order, but you can only order $60 worth. And you have to order by Wednesday, and the canteen delivers on Monday. So like on Monday, they bring you a big bag of whatever you ordered.
So you got $60 per transaction, or like $60 a week, or
a week? $60 a week.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. Am I catching you at a bad time? Buster said you were downstairs.
Yep, I'm just doing my Peloton exercise.
Baby,
have you exercised today?
Huh?
Have you exercised today?
Not yet, I hadn't. But I tell you this, I did so hard over the weekend, and yesterday, my knee started hurting really bad, and so I hadn't done it yet today. I've been waiting, but I mean, I've been doing them mountain climbers every day.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Awesome.
Huh?
Well, do they have a little weight room or anything for y'all?
Cue the laughter.
No, they don't have no little weight room for us. They might have one. They got a weight room in the prison, in the jail. They got one out there that some people can use, but we can't use it.
Well, did you find the library?
No, I ain't found no library yet either. I did get a letter that said that the book, is considered contraband.
Is that the new misdemeanor charge?
Hopefully, I don't know. I hope I get out of here.
Oh. I'm sorry, but all that stood out at the end there. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks for becoming a new member.
Thank you, Kathy.
Was the Peloton exercise? Yeah, I'm just downstairs doing my Peloton exercise. Yeah. So, what did you guys think of that? I mean, okay, at the end of the day, no matter what he's done, you know what, there's still, it really depends on the family member. But it's kind of like I was asking myself in my brain, if my mom was in, say, even though she's passed away in heaven, if she was in and she did something like really bad and say like took
Right.
out my dad or something like that, would I still talk to her? Probably so, because that's your mom, regardless, no different than Chris Watts. So it's kind of like
Or
one of
Bryan
those,
Kohberger.
yeah, or Bryan Kohberger, like especially if, like, this is their child or their family member. So for Buster and whoever, like,
Oh
whoa,
Lord.
that's because
Sorry
that's
for anyone. Sorry for anyone wearing headphones.
well, that's because I had it at 100 just to have it at that volume.
Yeah.
So yeah. So sorry about
Yeah,
that.
you don't stop loving. I don't think people should be judged just for. I don't think you stop loving someone just because they commit a crime or they're accused of committing a crime. I mean, I think Jeffrey Dahmer's dad is a good example of that. But
well, again, like I don't blame like say Chris Watts or Bryan Kohberger. Like that's just their child still, no matter what awful things he's done. But in saying that, when it comes to that, there's some family members that will never speak to you again, and there's some family members that their heart is soft regardless, because it's like even though my dad didn't commit that, but my real dad was like the biggest loser ever, in so many ways. But I actually felt sorry for him. And by all rights, I could have just never ever talked to him. And I didn't go out of my way to talk to him. And I was living in Alberta when he passed away of cancer, and I didn't go to his funeral. I didn't feel like I was obliged to. He was a shit father. But it didn't mean I still didn't have empathy for him being crappy. And that's the difference, I think. Like some people, like I said, maybe just don't want to have it. I think it just really depends on the situation of what's going on. But a parent's love for their child is unconditional. Any
Right.
any parent usually has unconditional love for their child, regardless of what they've done, as horrific as the crimes are. But going back to the conversation, I mean, obviously he's still innocent until proven guilty in a court of law and stuff like that. You guys that are in chat right now, just to ask you one or two. One, if you think he will be convicted, or do you think it's going to be a hung jury? Or three?
I was going to say one if you think he's guilty, two if you think he's innocent, or three if you think a hung jury.
Yeah. Okay. So one innocent, two guilty, three hung jury. Yeah. Oh, Lizette gifted a membership to somebody. That's so sweet of you, Lizette.
Thank you, Lizette.
Let's see who got that. Miracle Hearts. Miracle Hearts got that free membership.
Oh,
congratulations,
and really quickly, Miracle Hearts, I got your email. I will respond to you tomorrow. I did get it though. I wanted you to know. Thank you for sending me that.
I gotta answer an email back. I totally forgot about it till now. It's because I don't really check my email.
Thank you, Lizette.
Lizette, very much appreciated. Thank you very much. You guys, there's only 2 more days, by the way, left in this month. February's 28th,
Right.
I know I keep thinking that it goes to 30th or whatever, but 2 more days left of February, then we're into March. So most people, let's see here. I think 3 is standing out to me mostly. Yeah.
Right.
I think
and Grandma Watches, I agree with you. You never know what a jury is going to do, but I mean, look at Casey Anthony, or look at OJ. But
yeah,
I mean, to me personally, I think it's either going to be guilty or hung jury.
Yeah, there's definitely no innocent, I don't think.
If I were on the jury, I mean, even though I do think even though my gut tells me he's guilty, I mean, I don't know if the state proved the case within a reasonable doubt. So, my gut tells me like hung jury, but this jury might have made up their mind a long time ago that I think they might be over it and they might just have decided he's guilty already. I think everyone that's on this jury has already made up their mind one way or another. It's just if they agree. Same stuff up.
Yeah.
I couldn't either.
So I found the one that I wanted to play. So I think I did have it, but I didn't realize I had it. So that's why I was like, where did you go? So I'm going to quickly play this one as well. It's about 5 minutes long.
Okay, see you in a minute.
Alex Mudaugh made from the Richland County Jail.
And there are a lot, 121 calls to be exact, from October of last year till February. Our investigative reporter Ann Emerson is here tonight to give us an idea of what was on Murdaugh's mind after the death of his wife and son.
Well, one moment that stood out, Alec asked his sister-in-law to lay flowers at Maggie's grave for Valentine's Day. We also hear Alec's attempt to stay in touch and perhaps in control of his remaining family. And tonight, we take a listen to calls on October 21st, 2021 and October 23rd, when it appears Alec knows he's about to lose everything.
Alvin S. Glenn Detention Center.
On October 21st, 2021, Alec Mudaugh called his brother, John Marvin Mudaugh, and his son, Buster. They were on a trip to Nevada, now made notorious by this photo of John Marvin and Buster at a Las Vegas casino table. It ended up as an exhibit in court against Alec Mudaugh. Alec called his family to warn them.
In court the other day, they made a big deal about things. They're going to be moving to try to prevent us from selling stuff.
Right.
We need to get as much as we can completed.
On the call, John Marvin suggests selling some of the farm equipment to pay off some of Alec's debts, but says it must be done on the up and up.
You might speak to Jim if you get a chance, just to find out what kind of time frame he thinks before they get any kind of order preventing us from doing anything.
Okay.
And I mean,
well, I'm just doing everything by the book, and
it's going on bank. It ain't like we're squirreling it away. It's going to pay bank stuff.
Well, it goes to the unsecured note, so everything else has something securing it. So it makes sense that unsecured items would go to an unsecured note.
2 days later, the wheels are already in motion to freeze Alec's assets by the state, money to pay back Alec's alleged fraud victims. Alec calls his son Buster. It's October 23rd. Buster is still in Nevada with John Marvin.
New developments with the motions and everything, trying to get us to quit selling stuff. I don't know really what that's going to have in store.
Yeah, I told y'all that was coming.
Yeah, man, this Eric dude.
That I said that was coming?
No, I just saw it on Twitter.
No, I called John Marvin the other day to tell him he needed to do it as quickly as possible because they were going to be doing it any day, making a motion.
So this Eric Bland guy seems like a real charm.
Well, this is his 5 minutes in the sun,
Eric Bland is the lawyer for Gloria Satterfield's family. That's the Murdaugh's late housekeeper who died at their Moselle home. And Bland and his partner, Ronnie Richter, have secured more than $7 million from various entities in the scheme to defraud the Satterfields. Although Alec Mudaugh admitted in court documents he stole that money, he has yet to pay it back.
New this morning, the family of Gloria Satterfield, the former housekeeper of Alec Mudaugh, will hold a press conference in Hampton County. Family members are set to announce a new foundation in Gloria's name that will give back to the community. Our Sean Mahoney joins us live in the studio this morning. Sean, what motivated the family to make this gesture?
Well, Natalie, the Satterfield family's lives have been turned upside down over the past 4 years. From the death of Gloria, accusations of money meant for her family stolen by Alec Mudaugh, to the reopening of the investigation into Gloria's death. It's been a lot, but now they want to start a new positive chapter in their journey with the creation of this foundation. The family and their attorneys will donate a, quote, large sum of money to the foundation in Gloria's honor today. The money is from the $4.3 million settlement in the civil lawsuit against Alec Mudaugh. The money will go towards Christmas gifts for, quote, hardworking people who struggle just like Gloria did in Hampton County. Now, it's something attorneys for the family say was important to them for rewriting Gloria's legacy.
It was from day one. It was they said this, if it's going to be in Gloria's name, it has to be for people that are like Gloria. Her siblings and her sons live in Hampton County. They love it, and they love the people. And I think what we're trying to show is that good can come from evil. Good can come from darkness. And that's what this is all about.
Now, Bland says donations will be given out in $250 to $500 payments around the holiday season, spreading that holiday or Christmas joy, and that 95% of the money raised or donated will go towards the recipients. But let's not forget, this saga is still ongoing, and coming up in a half hour, we'll take a look at where we currently stand in the investigation into Gloria's death and how that played a role in the forming of this foundation.
My bad. That was my mom's name, Gloria. It's not a very common name, but yeah, I hear it more often. But yeah.
Right.
Let me turn the volume down
Can I
again.
really quickly? Can I answer?
Sure.
I agree with a lot of people in the chat that are talking about thinking Alec might be involved, but thinking there could be another person involved. And that, I agree that's, a possibility. But the problem with that is that the way that South Carolina law is and the way that Alec was charged, he's not being accused of being involved in the unaliving of Paul and Maggie. He's being tried for pulling the trigger. So if the jurors think that someone else was involved, their duty is to find him innocent because of the way the law is. And that's the sad thing, and I think that's part of the problem that the prosecution, that they wrote the charges in the way they did because they didn't write them in a way that he could be accused of being a party of the unaliving, but not physically pulling the trigger. They charged him with pulling the trigger. And so anyone on that jury that thinks, oh, maybe someone else was involved, but even Alec might have been there and been involved, but someone else might have pulled the trigger, they technically should, at that point, put not guilty.
Mm-hmm. I was watching a video earlier today that they had out with him, and they were going. They showed a released video of them going through his garbage, and then they were pulling out some, empty boxes of round casings and whatever. And then there was some paperwork in there that had some numbers on it mostly. So that was kind of really what I was just watching that. It was about a 10-minute video, but to save you all from watching that, it's like basically they went through his garbage. They just had released a video of that. So poor Gloria. How many of you guys think that Gloria was? Because what was it said that she tripped over the dog?
Yeah, it was said that she tripped over the dog and fell down the concrete stairs.
Right.
If you've listened to the 911 call for Gloria, it's Maggie and Paul are the two people on that 911 call. There's tons of speculation as far as to why she may have been alive, but I don't know how they prove it at this point. There is a rumor that they're going to exhume her, but I don't know if that's fact or if it's just rumor. To be honest, I didn't look into it that deep. Jess, you want to hear Gloria's 911 call? I can see if I can find it really quick.
Sure. So you have the Stephen Smith case that they've reopened up, and that was supposedly Buster's friend or something. Like, apparently
that's what the rumor is. It's all speculation, of course, but
which we watched the other day, which we showed you on the live the other day from the Long Crime Network. Then you have, of course, Gloria, and of course Maggie and Paul, and of course the boating accident. Like it's like it's just swirling around them. I personally think that Alec Mudaugh is an absolute. I know we use this word a lot, but he totally is like a narcissistic personality. He's trying to make it seem like, do I consider myself wealthy? Well, I wouldn't use that word. But hey, if you want to use that word, hey, if that's what you got in front of you, trying to act like he's humble, you could tell he's all about money. Okay, I mean, besides his addictions, the guy is all about money. That's all I
Yeah.
see. All I see whenever he speaks is, dude, you are far from being humble pie. You are literally all about money. And
But that said, the a prosecutor was asking questions in a way that he so specifically was trying to get to an answer, and
yes,
Alec Murdaugh was not giving him the answer he wanted,
no,
no matter what. Alec
no
Murdaugh
matter what.
knew how to handle that prosecutor.
Yeah,
If you watch any of his testimony back, Alec Murdaugh,
yeah.
he either over-explained things or he gave very little detail. But often you could tell in his demeanor, in my opinion, that when he wanted to think about what he was going to say, he would repeat the question that the prosecutor asked back.
Yeah.
And then he would answer in his own way without giving the prosecutor the information that the prosecutor wanted. He, in a way, I mean, I found it narcissistic and kind of disgusting and cringy, but at the same time, it was kind of masterful because he wouldn't give that prosecutor what he wanted.
You know what it reminded me of? Someone that's a lawyer and he's playing like what I call a dumb hick, like kind of like playing the dumb card, like almost like I'm just like, dude. So are you a lawyer or not? Because you're acting like you know what I mean? Like a lawyer talks a certain way and blah blah. He was acting like almost like childish to me. Like, and I'm like, okay, dude, you know better.
It was like watching a de-swinging contest.
Yeah. To me, Alec is fake, just fake. From the outside layer to the inside layer, I see a guy that's self-absorbed, money, 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 but yet. So I'm curious though, like what would have been the motive? The only motive that I can see if there was no life insurance, the only motive I can see is if Paul and Maggie were, in a sense, interfering in his little empire of lies and webs that he was doing, and that it would, like anything to make him look bad, right? You know how people just can't handle that, right? It's like they have this pretense here of who they are, but really their life is crumbling, everything's crumbling, and
And I personally don't think that any of it was conscious in his mind. I think it was so ingrained in him that he could do what he wanted, that he could get away with what he wanted, that I don't think he consciously decided, I'm going to lie here, I'm going to make up this, I'm going to do this. I think that it's just ingrained in his character that it didn't even come across to him that, he was stealing from a quadriplegic, that he was, trying to basically not even give any attention to that poor girl that was unalived in that boat accident. That, Gloria, the housekeeper, was, passed away on their property, and then stole from her children. I don't think he made those conscious decisions. I think that's just who he is.
Yeah. What about Demona Viking? Alex bought an insurance for his estate. If it's an accident that happened there just before Gloria fell, he sure was quick to sue himself, right?
Oh yeah, of course he was, and then took the money and never gave it to the children. So, and I sent you the 911 call, Sonny.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I agree, Lizette. I think that when he's breathing, he's lying. He's just, again, I just think that, again, you know how when people have a mask, he absolutely, to me, has that mask of pretense, and he's not going to let anything crumble or come around him to take that. So honestly, I can't see someone outing their son and their wife and then leaving Buster over there alive. Perhaps, unless, they were causing, meaning, I feel like Buster is like his dad. Okay, I feel like is a chip off the
They
old
were
block.
two peas in a pod.
Yeah, and I feel like Maggie and Paul were the heartfelt, ones, like more like, remember how we kept saying actually that Paul
I
was
know.
more intuitive. So I think that Paul and Maggie were catching on to all his ways and whatever. That's so if I had to,
Yes.
what I do know, if there's no life insurance, because obviously life insurance would be the number one thing, I just think that they were interfering in this.
But how does it benefit him, right? But and Lacey, yes, he kept the money. He was the catalyst for there being a lawsuit from the family of the housekeeper, and he then kept the money once it was paid out. His insurance company got sued. His insurance company paid out $4.5 million, I believe, something like that.
Yeah.
And he kept it.
Oh. He kept it all. Wasn't it?
Well, he and one other guy, and the other guy is going to serve prison time for it.
Well, let me go to this quickly to this phone call that you said that you sent me here.
And I don't ever want to victim blame, but Paul was not a great guy by all means. I mean, the night of the boat accident, he smacked his girlfriend in the face. So I mean, he was no prince.
Who, Paul?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, because you've been watching this longer than I have.
Yeah.
Because
they were trying to get him to stop driving the boat, and he told her he said, "Shut up, you WHORE," and smacked him in the face, according to the other people that were on the boat that night.
Ooh.
And it wasn't any. And they said, and their words were, "It was in a manner that told you immediately it wasn't the first time." So, like I said, I'm not trying to demean someone that's been unalived, but
yeah,
I don't think Paul was like this, innocent prince that just deserved,
I don't, and I don't actually know enough about Paul, because like I said, you've been. I'd have to catch back up on some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a call.
This is the 911.
Right. Okay, so let's play that, you guys.
2nd February.
I'm gonna probably have to turn it up here.
Come here. 911, where's your emergency? 4147 Mudaugh Road. Okay, can you give me the address one more time, make sure I got it right? Yes, 4147 Mudaugh Road. Okay, what's going on out there? I'm sorry? What's going on out there? My housekeeper has fallen and her head is bleeding. I cannot get her up.
You're hearing Maggie on the phone call.
Mag? Yes. Okay. How old is she? I'm not sure, like 58 maybe. Do you know if she fell from standing or not? No. Where she fall from? She fell going up the steps, up the brick steps. Okay, so she outside or inside? Outside. Okay. How many steps is there? 8. Okay, is she on the ground or is she up near the top? She's on the ground. She's on the ground. Is she conscious? No, not really. Is she awake at all? Yes. Okay. Is she just not responding appropriately, but she is awake? Man, she's not responding. Okay, I've already got them on the way. Me asking questions does not slow them down, ma'am.
You're about to hear Paul on the call too.
Knowing if she's conscious is one of the things that the medic needs to know. If she's responding at all to you. No. Okay, so she's not responsive at all. Well, I mean, she's mumbling. Okay, so she is somewhat conscious. Is she breathing okay? Yes. Is she bleeding from anywhere? Yes, her head. Okay, are you guys able to control the bleeding? No. Can you put a clean rag or anything on it? Yeah, I got it. Okay, is she bleeding from her face the back of the head?
I've got an ambulance coming. Sir, my name what?
Where exactly is she bleeding from on her head?
I'm not sure. The top of her head.
Okay.
What's it?
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
What happened?
She just fell back down. Can I get off this phone so I can go down there?
Can I have your name and phone number? Or are you able to bring the phone down by her?
What?
Or are you on a cell phone where you can walk down there
I'm
and
on
talk?
a cell phone. No.
Okay, can you bring it with you so we can ask her some questions about what kind of pain she's having?
Hello?
Yeah. Can you ask the patient what kind of pain she's having?
Ma'am, she can't talk.
Okay. Do you know?
She's cracked her head and there's blood on the concrete and she's bleeding out of her left ear.
Okay, she's bleeding out of her ear.
And out of her head. She's cracked her skull.
Okay. All right. The other lady said that she had tried to stand up and fell down again.
No, I was holding her up. And
Okay.
she told me to turn her loose and she was trying to use her arm, but then she fell back over.
Okay. Do you guys know who she is?
Yeah, she works for us.
Okay. Do you know if she's ever had a stroke or anything before?
Man, can you stop asking her these
I
questions?
already have them on the way. Me asking questions does not slow them down in any way. These are relevant questions that I have to ask for the ambulance. One of my questions is, has she ever had a stroke?
I don't believe she's ever had a stroke now that I know that.
Okay. Okay. Is she able to talk to you guys at all, or is she unconscious now?
She's not unconscious. She's just mumbling.
Okay.
I believe she's maybe hit her head and maybe has a concussion or something.
Okay.
Maybe.
Do you know what her name is?
Gloria Satterfield.
You said Sanderfield?
Ma'am?
You said Sanderfield?
Satterfield.
Satterfield. Okay. What's the house look like out there?
It's offset off the road.
Okay.
It's a big house, got a long driveway.
With a long driveway?
Yeah,
Is there a gate or anything down there that they're going to need to come through?
There's two big brick columns that have to come through.
Okay, but there's no, like, gate code or anything that they need?
No, ma'am. And tell them that they can look for a fellow on a 6x6 Ranger.
Okay.
Waiting on them in the road is green. You know what they probably know what the Ranger looks like.
Yeah. You said, like,
Fella's
green.
got on a black sweater, a hat, and pants.
Okay. All right. If something changes with her, if she loses consciousness or anything like that, I need one of you guys to call me back right away, okay?
Okay, well, how long is it going to take? Because this pickup...
That I don't know. I've had them on the way since Maggie first called me. They were toned right away.
Okay.
All right, but I think they're coming... Hang on 1 minute. Let me check. They're coming from somewhere on Belt Highway in Ruffin, okay? That's where their station is.
Thank you.
All right, but like I said, if something changes, call me back.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So what do you think of that one? What do you think, Adam? Do you think it was an accident, or you guys? What do you guys think? Do you guys think it was an accident, or?
Right. You know, I don't know. One thing that strikes me always is when you hear anyone talk about Gloria Satterfield, she started working for the family, I believe, when Paul was a baby. And everyone has always said that Paul loved no one in the world like he loved Gloria. And that to the point where, Maggie was kind of a hands-off mother. And that, Paul carried around one picture in his wallet, and it was Gloria's. Mm-hmm. And that's always strikes me in such contrast when I listen to that 911 call, because he sounded so stoic and unemotional that I'm like, if that's the closest mother figure you've had in your life, because I mean, a lot of people say that she raised him. and that she loved him more than anything in the world. And then to hear him on that 911 call, being like, "Ma'am, could you just stop?" You know.
Well, that's because he was getting annoyed with all the questions. It's like,
Yeah.
come on, like I want, like what that was to me was like, can you please just get someone here to help and quit asking me all these questions? That's how I took that.
And and I agree. I didn't sense emotion in it, which is, and I think there was emotion there, because I think that a lot of people have also said that his demeanor changed quite a bit after she passed away, and that it really, really affected him.
I think if anyone, Maggie, it's like, yeah, no, we haven't tried. But then again, if you're in that situation, you might you'd probably be afraid that if you touch them, you're going to make it worse. Especially if you don't know.
What was with that weird pause when the 911 operator says, "Can you bring the phone down to her and put the phone next to her ear?" And then all of a sudden there's like this long pause, and that's when Paul comes on the phone.
Well, I think it was because, as I was hearing that myself, this is what I felt like. I felt like to the operator, like in my head, like, are you serious? Like she's laying with her head bleeding unconscious and she's mumbling. Like, you really want me to sit here and try to get her to talk? That's how I felt about it, to be honest with you. I thought, really, lady? Even I was like, really, lady? Come on. I mean, obviously she's got blood coming out of her thing, and they're saying that she's mumbling over and over again. So obviously, so I took that more as a moment like, what do I do? Like, she can't talk.
And that could be. I mean, it seemed odd to me that there was that long pause, and that's when Paul came on the phone. It's like Maggie kind of stopped talking at that point.
My gut says that it was an accident. That she,
right. A lot of people think Buster is the one that had something to do with that. Again, that's 100% speculation.
Was Buster even there?
Yeah, he was there when that happened.
Okay.
But they said Paul wasn't, which is interesting.
Oh,
because,
Paul what?
Yeah, the groundskeeper testified that Paul was not there when it happened, and yet he's on the 911 call.
He's on the 911 call.
Yeah.
It's clear as day he's there then.
And that's part of the whole thing with this family is nothing makes sense, because why is there always like a shroud of secrecy around events that have happened to this family?
Yeah. You know what? I don't know enough about the story, but I'm just going to go by my gut instinct is saying to me. It's saying that it was an accident.
I agree with
that because there's many times that I've almost fallen down the stairs, tripping over a toy or tripping over an animal, and I have to catch myself. But so I can see that definitely happening. And I think that Alec Mudaugh took full advantage of the situation and turned it to a money-making thing for him because of that.
And I agree with you. I believe it was probably most likely an accident, but it should be looked at because of all of the
absolutely
suspicion around this family. Was it a three-way call? James says no. I believe that Paul and Maggie were on one phone. That I think Maggie just most likely handed the phone to Paul when he started talking. Yeah. And it's true. Christmas Day, I was at my parents' house and I was playing with my 1-year-old niece, and I kind of went backwards and tripped over my parents' dog. So I mean, I get that can happen easy. And we know that Bubba, the yellow lab that they had, has been referred to as hard-headed and stubborn. Crystal Lynn, I'm not sure what the official COD was, but I believe it was blunt force trauma, which could be anything from a fall to being struck. But I think most people agree that she passed from hitting the concrete when she fell. I think the speculation comes in, was the fall from an accident or was the fall from a push?
What I feel about this family in general is that they're stuck-up snobs and that they use their money and their power to do things. I feel like they got everything that they wanted pretty much. And I just feel like they're a bunch of stuck up snobs. And that, and that's like a lot of those people in the Hamptons and this, they're living on a whole different planet than us because they have a whole new set of money, in a sense. And you got Alec there, who's like I said,
his family had also been the solicitors, which is like the main prosecutors in the county for 100 years.
Yeah.
His great granddaddy, his granddaddy, his daddy, and him all were like the main prosecutors in town.
Right. Yeah.
So
I mean, I feel like his ego was like 100 out of 10.
Right, and like I said, and I don't think it was conscious. I think that it was just ingrained in in who he is.
Yeah.
I don't think he's like, I'm gonna screw over people. I think he's just like, this is how you live your life.
Pretty
and
much.
You get away with it because I don't think there's ever been accountability taken for his actions until Paul and Maggie were unalived. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't know exactly what happened there. I guess,
Right.
Like J Moon, but
yeah, same as we don't with Stephen Smith. It's pure speculation, but there's enough speculation that in Stephen Smith's case, that literally 11 days, not even 2 weeks, 11 or 13 days, I can't remember, after Paul and Maggie were unalived, the South Carolina randomly reopened the Stephen Smith investigation, and that was in 2021, and there's not been one word about it since. So we're going to hear more about that case.
Yeah, well, and you know what? If they exhume Gloria, I'm glad so that they can relook at it just to see, So whether or not they find anything out of it, who knows? Now, again, what's with Cousin Eddie person? And do you guys think that Alex pulled the trigger?
Right.
Do you think he pulled the trigger? If you were just to go with your gut, do you think he's going to pull the trigger?
I don't know. I mean, the timeline tells me he was there. He knows what happened. But can I prove someone else wasn't there?
Right.
No.
Right.
Does he seem like the kind of person that would do this himself? No. But
I feel like he would have somebody do it for him.
Right. Same. But then again, given the facts that I know, do I think he did it? Yes. But can I prove that? No.
So
I'm on that jury,
yeah.
If I'm on that jury, no.
So do you think that because so if Paul was taken out, was it because they were getting sued for like 30 million, and then of course if Paul's not alive, then he doesn't have that. He doesn't have to sweat that money because obviously.
But he does still.
Would he? Yeah.
Because the boat case is still going on. He's still because he owned the boat.
Who was actually okay? So who was actually driving the boat? Paul. Paul
even
was.
Even though they tried to convince everyone that Connor Cook was.
Okay.
Really quickly, Shelly. Bubba is the yellow lab, which is one of their dogs. They've talked a lot about Bubba in this case. Yeah, that's a miracle. That my gut tells me if someone else is involved, Curtis Smith is, or is it? Wait, no, Curtis. What's his last name?
Oh, what?
Eddie.
Eddie, cousin Eddie. I don't know.
Curtis. It's Curtis something.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
okay.
That is Daisy. No. The Daisy. The it's not settled. They're still going after the owner of the convenience store that sold Paul the alcohol, and they're still going against for Alec. That's why we've heard Mark Tinsley, who's the lawyer for the Beach family, testify. Mm-hmm. Curtis Smith, thank you. I was thinking Curtis Smith, but then I was like, wait, Stephen Smith. So, sorry.
Yeah. I want to ask people.
Oh yeah, and Buster. I forgot because it was Buster's ID as
Buster
well.
was still being sued to buy alcohol the night of the accident. Okay.
They settled the case against Paul, not against the others. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Sonny.
Okay. What I wanted to know is how many people didn't care about this case at the start and as it went on got more involved. So I personally, one, if you didn't care about this case, but and two, if you got more involved as it was going on.
Yeah.
And number two.
I've heard about it since it happened because I'm only 2 hours away from there. And I paid no attention to it until the trial started. And then for some reason, the first week of the trial, I started watching it. And I've deep dived the whole sordid mess.
Yeah. I'm too as well. I mean, once I seen Alex, like I'd watch it a couple days prior to Alex taking the stand, little pieces of it, for a few days. But once he took the stand, I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay, now we're getting cooking here, And the way that prosecutor's office, the way that little guy bends every time, he's like, so you're telling me you're not looking him in the eye? It's like he goes like to a dwarf or something. Like
Creighton Waters, the prosecutor.
Yeah, that's guy. Yeah, it always makes me laugh. It's like he goes into this midget mode or something. But anyway, yeah.
Oh, they all want to have their, like, if anyone's ever read a John Grisham book, I feel like all of these lawyers want to have their a time to kill or the firm moment where they get to have this big grandiose speech in court, like leads to the someone like confessing on himself. Crystal, to answer your question really quickly, when I first looked into this case, my very first thought was, where was Buster when this all happened? And Crystal Lynn says, where was Buster when Paul and Maggie were shot? And law enforcement apparently has determined that Buster was in Rock Hill, South Carolina at the time that this happened, which is where his girlfriend lives. And so they have unequivocally, made it very clear that he is not a suspect or involved in this. But my mind went right there as well. So
how much longer do you think we have left? Another week?
Well, we know that tomorrow morning court starts at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. That I know the defense has already stated that they have 4 total. They've announced they have 4 witnesses left.
4.
They may have more. I believe they will either wrap their case at the end of tomorrow or midday on Tuesday. The prosecution, then, my understanding is that the prosecution then gets to present a rebuttal case, which they have stated will take about a day and a half. And so I'm thinking this is going to go to closing arguments and jury instructions Wednesday or Thursday of this week. Granted, nothing with this trial has gone on schedule, so it could be, who knows? I don't, and then it's just a waiting game of how long does the jury take. My guess is we have at least a week and a half left of this trial. So if you start tomorrow, I'm going to say we have 5 to 7 days left of this trial.
Yeah. It's kind of what I'm thinking as well. Yeah. I'm not going to lie, I'm sitting here mostly kind of wondering if it's going to be hung or if they're going to find him guilty.
Right. And that all depends on the jury. We all know what we would do in this situation. If you put yourself on the jury, I think we can all say what we would do. And I do think every juror has already made up their mind, because these jurors, I think, are over it. I think these jurors, when they came into this, they thought they were being brought in for a 3-week trial.
Yeah.
They're now entering the 6th week of this trial.
Is this the 6th week?
It's entering the 6th week.
Well, that's because they brought in the financial information.
Right. Yeah.
And the other day.
The timing on this trial was so far off of what it's actually been. The judges over it, the jurors have to be over it. And so, I mean, I think the jurors have had to, like, they've probably forgotten everything they heard the first 2 weeks, because how can you remember? But then I think they've already made up their mind. I just don't know if they've all made up the same mind.
Anyways, okay.
I know we need to move on to other cases.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, it's a very kind of, you can tell with people, and again, no opinions are wrong. Everyone has the right to, put their thoughts out there in the chat there. It is a very passionate case as you're watching it to see, I don't think many people feel like he's innocent. I don't think that there's a ton of people out there that are feeling so much innocent as a matter of if they feel like it's going to be a hung jury. I mean, he lied. He lied
about everything.
Right, and he
even lied about being at the kennels that night.
Right. So I want to talk about that for a sec before we get off this, because he literally said he went for a nap for like an hour, I believe it was. And so then he's 8:49, he just grabbed the chicken from Paul and, took off back in his golf cart. From Bubba. From Bubba, sorry. And so then, he goes back off to the house, which obviously takes a little bit of time. And then, 8:49, another minute and a half to get back over to the house, upstairs, blah, 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 blah. And then he does all these steps.
And you never hear, and you don't hear.
You don't hear no gunshots go off. Right. I mean, you're living in a freaking rural ass place,
Right.
And so then there would be like a sensor, but meaning, so then he goes and lays down for all of 10 minutes.
I don't believe
like a whole hour.
I fell asleep.
Oh, heck no. And then he does the most steps that he's done. You know what? For me, the guy's, guilty regardless. Like, is he guilty in pulling the trigger or being part of it? Absolutely. Dude, you literally are a liar. Simple as that. And it's just a matter of how much that evidence, is, because, okay, so remember they were talking about that Maggie's phone wasn't moving, but his phone was moving.
So no, it's the opposite. Maggie's phone was moving, but his wasn't. At one point,
the other way.
Maggie's phone took 54 steps.
No, that's not what I'm talking about then, because they said that Maggie's phone wasn't. When I was watching the clipping on the news or one of the news things, his phone was moving, hers wasn't. They said.
Well, no, but that would make sense, because if she was, then his phone would be moving. But I know that after the final time her phone shut off, that her phone took 54 steps, but his didn't.
Yeah, that's not what they were saying. What I listened to, whatever they were talking about, said Maggie's phone. Okay, Adam, you know that.
Both, she said just as yet both are right. So there was two different things.
Yeah, because I was going to say, you know that I'm more right than you are.
Typically.
This is proven.
Typically.
Right, like Jim Carrey, liar, liar, pants on fire. So I guess it's just a matter of, I guess it's just really a matter of how the jury sees it. Really.
Reasonable doubt. Because,
doubt.
Like you said, you know what? You can lie about everything in the world, but it doesn't mean you're a murderer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice word, Adam. Is that the word I'm driving? No, just kidding. Just kidding.
Right. I do want to really, before we go on, to me, for anyone that is not familiar with the case, it's super complicated. I know the case is super complicated, but one thing that to me is the most damning thing against Alex that didn't fit well with his story is that Paul, who was one of the victims, took a Snapchat video of the kennels,
right,
which is where the crime took place. And in it, you hear Maggie, the mother, who was one of the victims. You hear Paul, but you also hear a third voice. And several people have testified that is 100% Alex's voice. Alex has maintained since day one he was never at the kennels that night. So he removed himself from the crime scene because he never knew that video was taken. It wasn't until months after the unaliving that he even became aware that the police had that video. And once that video was made, once law enforcement became aware of that video, they knew that they had him in a lie. Not only did they have him in a lie, he was wearing different clothing in the video that he was wearing when 911 was called later that night. He never ever said that he was at the kennels, and he never ever said that he changed clothes. Not to mention, he also then in the 911 video in the body cam footage of that once police got there, he was sweating profusely. This is South Carolina in June. Anyone that knows South Carolina in June knows it's hot and muggy. Yet several people have testified that when they opened the evidence bag of his clothing from that night, the clothes smelled like laundry detergent. You tell me what 56-year-old man that's overweight and sweating on a South Carolina night is going to smell like laundry detergent.
Right. And not only that too, but come on. You've already testified that you literally rolled over your son. Basically. No blood. Okay. No, right. Give me a break. I mean, that right there. You know what? Guilty. I'm going to say guilty. They're going to come back with guilty on this dude.
But, that also goes into the part of, I think the prosecution played too much on there being one speck of blood on the steering wheel and like some speck of blood on the shirt that isn't visible. I think they should have focused on that there's not blood where it should be. Because I don't want to be graphic, but he said that his son's brain was on the sidewalk. Paul was shot with a shotgun. And he pulled him over to check and didn't get any blood on him. So I think the prosecution should have focused on the fact that there was not blood when there should have been blood on him. But again, I could go on about this case all night. I'm pretty passionate about it now that I've been watching it for so long.
Let's just deem them guilty in the public eye.
Oh, yeah. Well, even if this is a hung jury, he's now confessed to all of the financial stuff. Yeah, and those financial charges are going to keep him in jail for the rest of his life.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you just want justice, right? Justice for Maggie, Paul. But the whole, it smells like manure, tastes like manure. You could sit there all day every time he opens up his mouth and you're just spooning manure. And that's all it is. Like I said, the video, Tik Toker or whatever it was, did him in, really. It really did.
Snapchat.
Sorry, my bad.
Snapchat. Just like Libby and Abby. Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Saving the day when people don't realize they're being videoed.
Yeah. And you know what? Like I said, these people are not innocent. Maybe the wife, I'm sure that the wife had no clue about a lot of the stuff going on for sure. But I'm pretty sure that the wife would know if he was this addict of pills and that too. It's not, come on, right? You basically know your partner inside and out. It's like, can't get that by me. Then you got little Paul, whatever, that's supposedly some sort of, very intuitive and stuff like that. Regardless, I think that the whole family, in a sense, is all up on their self-righteous horse, that they use their power and everything to get what they want. Because they're spoiled little brats, to be honest with you. That's how I see it. I just see a bunch of rich people living their rich lives, and Alec was very much about financial gain. And he obviously didn't know how to handle his money properly, regardless. Okay. I don't believe he was spending no $50K a week. No. Okay. That's just absurd. That's just absurd at any point. I don't care how much of a.
And Miracle Heart, that could be.
Could be. Yeah. So either way, like I said, there's just too much. There's just too much. No blood, no this, no that. Come on, dude. You weren't sleeping for no hour. You didn't fall asleep for no 10 minutes either. Okay, your phone, your little footsteps. You were cleaning on up and you were doing whatever and blah, 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 changing your clothes, all that stuff.
Taking
That's
a
exactly
shower.
what we're doing. Right.
We've got a plethora of circumstantial evidence.
Yeah.
But sadly, can you convict on that?
Let's do it. Let's convict him. Alex, you're convicted by us. Okay, 100%. Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm. You know what? I'm gonna say not a hung jury. I'm just gonna say guilty. Guilty. That's gonna be my answer. Guilty.
I agree. I mean, I think that I mean that's where I personally think the jury is leaning, but we don't know. They could be. I think it's either guilty or hung jury. But if I had to vote right now, I'd say guilty. But I don't know. That's just my gut.
Okay, Pendulum, you're saying guilty too, but you've done me wrong many times. Okay, I'm waiting for Alex. Yeah.
Yeah, and Jess, you're right. Blanca did find Maggie's ring under the car seat also. We don't know why her wedding ring wasn't on her finger.
Maggie's?
Yeah.
Oh, he's probably going to sell it.
And it's like Indiana had done the investigation of the car, because the South Carolina, they impounded the car and looked for evidence. They didn't find it. They turned the car back over to them, and then the new housekeeper found the wedding ring in the car.
Oh wow!
Yeah. The police didn't find it under the seat.
Wow.
That's how good of an investigation they did.
Yeah. Well, does the family have enough power?
Good question. Good question, Kelp.
Money does talk. It's true. Money talks. Anyways, so we're gonna have to move on from this one, guys, for tonight anyway, at least.
Well, I guarantee you we'll talk about it again the next time we see you, because every day in the Mudaugh trial there's something new.
Yeah, right. So
I need an intermission, honey.
What?
I need an intermission now.
You need an intermission now? Yeah. Sweating there, needing to change your clothes too? Okay.
Right.
So this in front of you is obviously Bryan Kohberger and Ashley Flugel, or obviously her last name. Now, Ashley had a substance abuse, starts with Herion. So it says Ashley Flugel, Bryan Kohberger's rumored gay girlfriend, died from a heroin overdose in 2018, claims sources. Okay, and she did. She was 23 years old when she passed. Now, it says Moscow, Idaho. The life of Bryan Kohberger has become a point of discussion since the day he was arrested and revealed as a prime suspect in the Idaho quadruple unaliving case, which rocked the nation. The accused was taken into custody, of course, we know, on December 30th, if anyone forgets, and faces 4 counts of first-degree on 1 count of felony burglary charges. So the first shocking revelation came when it was discovered that 28-year-old alleged killer of Madison Mogan, Kaylee Gonzalez, Anna Granodal, Ethan Chapin, was himself a criminology student. Okay, so we all know that part. So this here, is that going to open up in a new window? Oh no, it's showing you guys. Okay. All right. So let's see if that opens up bigger. Does that open up bigger for you guys? No, hold on. Let me stop screen and then go to it. I think okay, let me just see if that's better. Okay. Okay, so on this Twitter, it says in high school, Kohberger also started using heroin with classmate Ashley Flugel. Thomas Arntz said, hey, and Kohberger also using with Ashley Flugel, Thomas Arntz said. Okay, so you guys remember the girl Casey Arntz? That was the girl that was speaking out, the friend of Kohberger's, but I remember her saying that the brother knew him better. That's when that kind of, was right near the start, talking to the news. So Flugel later faced a raft of charges, drug charges, 2017 and 18, including a felony count of intent to distribute a controlled substance. In May 2018, before her court appearance, Flugel, 23, had died of an accidental drug overdose, according to the county's coroner's office. Article of the mysterious death of Ashley, to whom Bryan Kohberger appeared close before her death. I can't help but wonder if they were ever a couple. If he was at the house where she was found, along with R.T. Shinsky, When this happened, someone called the police, and Shinsky was already gone when they arrived. Then they went looking for him. Police say Shinsky had been at the home and fled before troopers arrived. Besides being wanted for questioning in Flugel's death, police said Shinsky was wanted in Lehigh County. Interesting to me that he had had a double life, but lets the world know he wants to be in law enforcement, yet starts hanging out with a hardcore crowd, doing his substance. Two of his circle die of drugs. Last one in March 21st, and after rehab, he tells his friends he's free of addiction, doing security work. Gets back to school and graduates, gets a master's, admitted and attending doctoral program for criminology. He's a TA and trying for a police internship while in graduate school. Then back into darkness again, his criminal addictive compulsions went out. Was his insecurity part of why he wanted to become infamous for this? Disturbing that he had a lifelong ability and willingness to lie. And when he was addicted to drugs, he also manipulated his own friends, putting them at risk for his own gratification. Not usual. Okay, so let me come back here for a second. Okay, so when I personally looked up Ashley, yes, she was deceased at 28. She there's no pictures on her Facebook or Instagrams that have Bryan Kohberger in there. Now, so it was said by Casey Arntz that Bryan Kohberger did have a girlfriend towards, the end of school, probably when he thinned out there. So, I mean, it might be very plausible that this was her. She didn't, Casey Arntz never said a name, but if Thomas Arntz is talking here, it's very plausible. So she did go to Pleasant Valley High as well. She did go live in Effort, Pennsylvania, same as Bryan Kohberger. So they obviously knew each other. But have I seen anything to show that they were a boyfriend and girlfriend? Who knows? It's just another thing, with the whole Kohberger case, and many, especially with the Kohberger case. I mean, we got some Looney Tunes out there, but there's definitely a lot of stuff that keeps getting speculated about, and whether it's people writing off the case or or just trying to bring some news that's coming out because loose lips talk all the time, right? And I mean, I'm always appreciative of the loose lips. Ashley Banfield seems to get a lot of loose lip people talking to her or something, or Reddit or whatever her sources are over there. Facebook groups, yeah, stuff like that. So, does it mean anything if she had a girl? He had a girl.
She's in a Facebook group that I'm in.
Who?
Ashley Banfield.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Facebook groups. Everyone knows that.
Neither am I. You know that.
Not the public ones, anyway. I don't mind a little bit more. I don't pay attention.
I like ours. I like Deb's. But yeah,
I like
for the
small.
part, I'm not a big fan. I like Delphi Dilemma, and I liked one Idaho one, but I'm not gonna say which one that is. But
yeah, I'm first to that Canadian lady, Catherine Woodward or whatever.
That's Delphi Dilemma.
Yeah, that had passed away. Again, prayers go out to her and her family on that. Now, okay, so we'll get into let's see here. Do they talk about? I'm going to play a little bit of plunder for you guys. So Tyler,
what's this about?
Well, it's going to be about two things. It's going to be about Idaho, about that Justin guy, Cracker Jack dude, and it's going to be about the TikTok. And so Tyler Feller was the one I was actually watching, just to give that a shout out there. He was actually the one I was watching when he was talking about the girlfriend thing. And he said, well, this is the first time I ever heard of a girlfriend. So just in the comment section, I was like, well, it's not the first time I heard of it. I just don't know what the name was. But it was said that
Right.
Bryan Kohberger's friend said that he did have a girlfriend. So Tyler Feller maybe just didn't hear of that part, but whether or not it was Ashley Flugel. But knowing that the last name Arntz is tied to this, it could be very likely that maybe this was her, just because Casey Arntz is the one that was talking about Bryan Kohberger. She was one of those first ones talking about him.
Right.
And that's the one that was, I believe, I'm not mistaken, I believe that's one of the pictures where she's like, "Look, guys, like, look right here. See in my pictures here, you know." I believe that's who Casey Arntz is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so in this little, good old plunder, Paula Lee, uh, Paula Neal Mooney. I've known her since, like, I've known of her channel since Suzanne Morphew case, and she's someone that I usually tweet out to as well. And I remember, YouTube was actually giving her a hard time because YouTube wants you to show your face and all that stuff more. So she was going through a few months of struggles there, and she basically just wiped her videos and restarted again. She definitely is someone that should have a lot more subs, and she has 124K, but she should really have a lot more than what she does. She puts out some, really good, videos that she does. I remember, though, I didn't really visit her so much when she was doing the Chris Watts case because I just was not into it. The Chris Watts case, and that one just went on forever. Chris Watts with
Still
everybody.
is.
Yeah, and I can't be asked for that case whatsoever. So
Sonny, you know who did a really good really good breakdown of the TikTok thing? And not to play tonight because it's an hour and 20 minutes long. Emily D. Baker did an entire legal breakdown of that TikTok defamation case.
What makes me laugh is when I'm sitting there looking at her name is Ashley Gillard. She's the one that's being sued for $1.9 million. Now, honestly, Plunder was the only one that has put this information out. I tried to find the paperwork, but besides me calling and whatever.
Emily D. Baker has it. It's
does
on
she
her.
have it? Okay.
Yeah, she shows it on her video.
Okay. So, well, Paula kind of shows it on hers. Either way. And then I thought, you know what? Don't care enough, to be honest, in a sense of if I have the paperwork or not. Bottom line is she's getting sued for 1.9. But that Ashley Gillard on her TikToks, go ahead. She's like, Schofield will regret the day or that she sued me and blah, meaning making it seem like a joke out of it. She actually never responded. And so that's why. What?
But she's now, well, no, I mean, but I will. You can continue.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was saying, but she never responded. But she has done what she's done now, which I'll let you explain that.
Which part? I'm confused.
She's countersued.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I thought that's what you were. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. So this is the kicker. She never responded, and she took down the video. She took down one of her videos, but she's left the other ones up. And so she's never responded. So she never responded to the
charges or claims.
Yeah, defamation charges. But she has now filed a countersuit. She is now suing the professor that she accused of being responsible for the unaliving of the 4 students in Idaho. And the kicker is she's also doing pro se, which means representing herself.
This girl is bitten off way more than she can chew. I'll tell you that.
It is. I mean, if you ever want bananas, this is the case. I mean, this YouTube chick who has emails like "I am God." Like,
I'm always amazed that these people manage to be the strongest swimmers, being born.
Yeah.
And I honestly,
I was gonna put a video out on it, and I might still, but.
So I didn't know that. Maybe I didn't listen to Plunder long enough because I was kind of scanning it after a bit. I was watching it for a bit, then I started scanning because I was working on my own. I had to get back on track to what I was doing, which I was making a video. But anyway, so let's play this for a minute. You're going to hear about Idaho, and then you're going to hear about the TikToker as well. Okay, so we're just going to play it. So, hey, Plunder, shout out. I put her link in the description of this video. And instead of doing whatever, I just thought, you know what? Here, I'm just going to play Plunders, give her the shout out for it. That's where I heard it from. And
hey, TTM fangirl.
Yeah, hey TTM, how are you? Okay, so let me just make it bigger. And
stairs or never saw the victims or why she's in hiding now. So imagine being a cisgender woman like me, born a female with all the baby photos to prove it. Then you go off to college and you live in a home and all of a sudden there's a terrible tragedy. 4 of your friends that you love are slaughtered. You're one of the 2 survivors. And not only did you survive, the alleged perpetrator walks right past you with his bushy eyebrows and probably carrying a K-bar knife somewhere on him and hiding part of his face with a mask. Then imagine after surviving all that tragedy and trying to get through the loss of your friends and survivor's guilt and Lord knows what else Dylan is feeling, you jump onto YouTube one day a few months later, February of 2023, all of a sudden this grown man is lobbing all these accusations against you. He's claiming you're not a cisgender woman. He's claiming you're transgender, that you were the actual target in the 1122 King Road murders, that you've been beat up, and you're spilling all the beans to this guy for some reason. Even worse, this man turns his ire on another one of the Idaho 4 victims' friends. He starts claiming on February 21st, 2023, that this girl named Ashlyn was the one who literally ordered the hit, that you were the real target of. This is the mayhem going on right now in YouTube land and social media world in the absence of a lot of other real facts coming out. As we wait for Bryan's preliminary hearing, if it happens, people seemingly are turning on their fan fiction skills as if they're watching some fictional story instead of a real life tragedy with real victims. Today is Tuesday, February 21st, and with what I've uncovered, I'd say more people have reasons to file lawsuits in this Idaho 4 case. Just look at the latest paperwork I've found regarding a $1.9 million lawsuit filed against a TikToker. I think this new YouTuber on the scene who's lobbing all these slanderous and libelous accusations against Dylan, the survivor, and even a friend of the victim needs to take note about what's happening with this TikTok lawsuit. You might remember the trouble that TikToker Ashley Gilliard got into when she accused a University of Idaho professor of somehow being involved in the murders. Ashley goes under a bunch of different names, but Ashley Solves Mysteries is one of them. Ashley did not respond, at least in terms of legal motions filed, to Professor Rebecca Scholefield's lawsuit. It was a defamation lawsuit. It was her last-ditch effort to get Ashley to stop making these TikToks accusing Rebecca of all sorts of heinous things. Scholefield explained that she served the TikToker with legal paperwork, and Ashley just kind of blew it off. Now, in a new filing, thank God I checked and found it, it was just filed 4 days ago, February 17th, 2023. Professor Scholefield is asking the court to award her a default judgment of approximately $1.9 million. To be exact, she wants a default judgment in her favor, at least $1,863,304. Scholefield's attorney, Wendy Olson, said, "The statements made about Professor Scholefield are false, plain and simple. What's even worse is that these untrue statements create safety issues for the professor and her family." Let's take a look at the most interesting parts of what Rebecca Scholefield has been through, what she told the court, before we look at what this YouTuber is accusing others of and how he might want to take heed to what Ashley the TikToker is going through. So there's an 11-page filing filed February 17th, 2023. Rebecca Scholefield is the plaintiff versus Ashley Gilliard, the defendant. It gives you a little backstory about what happened. After the 4 University of Idaho students lost their lives, that's when Ashley took to her TikTok to make all these accusations against Professor Scholefield. So the lawsuit says that Ashley just randomly targeted Professor Schofield and stated repeatedly to a broad audience that Professor Schofield had an inappropriate romantic affair with one of the victims and then ordered the murder of all 4 students. It sounds kind of similar to what the YouTuber is doing by blaming this innocent girl, Ashlyn, of ordering the hit on the 4 students. So instead of engaging in some kind of online feud, she didn't want to bring any further attention to Ashley's claims, and that's why I'm not naming the YouTuber, because I don't want to bring any further light to his channel, even though if you look around, people are already figuring out who he really is, so it might be pretty easy for his victims to figure out who he really is too and serve him with a similar lawsuit. So
Okay, so I'm not going to play that whole thing. Plunder's link is in the description of this video, and you guys know how to get there as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you know what? Reap what you sow on that one, Mrs. Gillard, because you should know when to stop. You didn't back down. You literally are a Fruit Loop. I'm sorry. So you're just going to reap what you sow now. Like,
sorry, God didn't tell you the right things this time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the wackadoodles on here just never cease to amaze me. And then you have that
Justin
guy, right? Claims that he works for the defense and that I
want to punch that kid so bad.
Yeah, and his voice.
I don't. I'm not
you
a
know
violent
what?
person.
To be honest with you, I was okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. I want to do something. Give me 1 second.
Uh-oh.
Give me 1 second.
Uh-oh. 1. I think if I'm just quiet, she'll come back faster. Will she come back as a nut? Will she come back as a tampon? Will she come back as corn? I'm kidding. I just want to see how long you guys can awkwardly stare at me. Right. Shelly, exactly. Oh, wait, I do have a little Idaho. Well, I'll save that for later. Kelp, no. No, she's not. She just left. I know by being quiet, like, she's going to get anxious and she's going to come back quicker.
No, so I'm going to play something and just tell me if you can. Hey, don't worry. I heard you the whole time. It's not,
I know.
It's not like you're muted. But tell me if you can hear this. Okay? Okay. Hold on.
No.
Not yet. Can you hear this?
Hey, buddy, I'm trying to record here. I'm not coming back as a nut or a piece of corn. I'm literally just recording this so you can hear my voice.
Oh, no, guys. She's got sound effects.
So did I not sound like Justin, to be honest? I swear to God, he puts on the minion, which is a minion sound. No, I didn't go potty. But I swear that he has on some sort of filter that's making him sound like a little minion, or his voice is just like that. Either way, it's irritating more than I care to remember. And that's what he sounds like. He sounds like a little freaking minion. And the most absurd thing. So it really wasn't any of the other people, of course, right? Obviously, it was Dylan. and this Ashland put a hit out on Dylan, but he couldn't do it. He could take out of that, but he just couldn't do it. And yet his information comes from Dylan.
I'm going to say this. I hope that Dylan Mortensen sues that YouTuber for defamation.
Transgender?
Right.
You know,
this girl is a victim. Granted, she did not lose her life, but she has been traumatized now for the rest of her life. And she's now being dragged through the mud by this stupid loser. And I hope that this YouTuber suffers consequences for their ridiculous, entitled accusations against this girl. Sorry. That's just, I don't know why, but it really strikes a nerve with me when I hear.
You know,
it's fair to question Dylan's timeline. It's fair to question what Dylan has said and what we read in the affidavit. But it's not fair to question this girl's gender. It's not fair to question this girl's character when it just baffles me. I mean, this is a 20-year-old girl or 19-year-old girl. I think she's 20. I'm like, go F yourself, Justin.
Honestly, this is the epitome of somebody that's literally just doing this for the fame, the subscribers, the controversy. Let's throw in some real twisted stuff. So now
it's disgusting.
This is beyond disgusting, to be honest with you. I mean, like, again, who cares? First of all, if it was ever true or not. So obviously Dylan is the one that's in the blue dress in the first bunch of the let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 girls there. So you got Bethany.
Those are the roommates.
Hey?
Those are the 5 roommates.
Yeah. So you got Dylan, then you have Zaina, then you have Bethany, and then Maddie, then Kaylee, and then Maddie in there. And the girl that you're seeing there, obviously, is that Ashley Flugel, the one that they're saying perhaps is
the girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend or something like that. I can't even, I listened to the guy on once. I actually went to his channel to listen to him, and honestly, I couldn't fathom his voice after a couple of minutes. And then I watched another video, and that's the one where that chick was clickbaiting with the M scene photos and making it seem like those were the photos. But hey, if you actually scroll down into the link,
Right. Thank you, Demona. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Demona. And so, again, let's just keep it to this planet, people. People that feed into that, though, are just making channels like that thrive. And that's why I have never gone back. I would rather show you what Plunder was talking about, where she didn't even mention him, than to actually go back to his channel and find you it. Because again, people hear it and then they get curious and want to go over. I'm like, hey, if that's your cup of tea, so be it. But it's stuff like that that just feeds into these people getting subscribers. Why is it the wacky doodles of the world are the ones that really are getting the notoriety of stuff, and people?
The same reason that tabloids have always sold. Salacious sells.
Yeah.
And you have an article. If you have an article that says Princess Diana gives birth to alien baby, people are going to buy the magazine.
Yeah, I know, and that's just funny, That's the joke of it. It's very deflating in a lot of ways, because you can't change it. People are always going to be that way.
People are always going to slow down at a car accident.
But I always find it's funny, like the do-gooders of the world, and this is usually true. The do-gooders of the world are the ones that are usually getting attacked, and attacked unfairly. It always happens, okay? I've seen it happen so many times, that the do-gooders are the ones that get attacked, while these people that lack brain cells beyond belief, are the ones that get the subscribers because they cause the drama. People fly to it like flies to flies to poop,
As
and it's just the way. It's
as
really
it was
just
said once, like you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig.
right. I don't know.
Um, I mean, you like that. I mean, I said I feel like if you want to question Dylan's timeline, if you want to question Dylan's motives for why she stayed in that bedroom, you know what? I don't agree with it, but I can at least understand it. But someone attacking her gender and her character
Well,
when given no reason to, other than this person's
and then
opinion, and then claiming their entitlement to the fact that they should be able to give their opinion. My only piece of advice would be you should transition off of that channel.
Yeah. Honestly, it's just when when a channel sinks that low into the earth, whatever. I mean, again, it's out there. Whatever. We know that these channels exist. I'm not the type of person to, like I said, I haven't gone back to his channel since that one day over a week and a half ago, I think it was, when I first even heard about it. And at that time, I was just like, dude, really? So you're working for the defense and Dylan specifically talking to you and telling you to say this stuff? And I'm like, yeah, you know what? The one thing that I still think is the most plausible is when when Dylan's friend's boyfriend spoke up for Dylan and kind of gave the gist of about why Dylan was in the room. That still makes the most common sense to me of anything. And there's stuff to support that, to be honest with you. So it's in a video. Which one was it? I'm trying to think now.
Yeah, Fuzz, I agree. If you're putting lipstick on a pig, you've got problems. I agree.
I'm trying to think. It was, what video was it? Oh, I can't remember. A video not too long ago, anyways. But it was his only video that he put out. Can't even think of the name at this very moment. It's the only video that he put out. It made the most sense at that time. Then Ashley Banfield came out with something that, to me, supported that video to make sense. And right now that they're saying that information, what is this latest, one of the latest titles going on here? It was Bryan Kohberger. So we got this one, going on about, what is this one?
Kind of the timeline of how did.
This is a Banfield one. This is about the.
Oh yeah, that's the People magazine guy. That's that's the reporter that posted that Bryan slid into one of the girls' DMs and has talked about things that are happening on. Oh, it says it right there. Sorry.
Out of the three girls, because we heard this like a month or so ago, where we heard that he was messaging one of the girls. We know that the three names, Zaina, Madison, and Kaylee, show up on his Instagram account. So I'm going to ask you guys again. Out of the three girls there, not Dylan, not Bethany, unless you guys want to throw that one in there. Out of the three girls, though, that were
no, Kathy, no.
What? No.
Justin and JLR are not the same person.
Look, you know what? JLR might have, he definitely has a past. And again, you know what? Again, for me, I just feel like this with JLR or Jonathan Lee Riches. It's Jonathan Lee, by the way.
Johnny.
Johnny. Like, because of his past, for me, it's hard to believe in his sincerity, because his past is showing that he will sue anyone, that he will, that he's spent 10 years in prison for fraud. Okay. I mean, he's showing us his freaking, inline dentures and stuff. I mean, I mean, you know what? So, re- regardless of his motives behind it, which I believe is money, I, I don't really buy the sincerity of it, you know. But I'm not him. I don't know what kind of change is right. You know, like it's cheese, it's tactic. Has he has that knack for what sells, what people sell. I think he made his kind of big break in a sense by in the Summer Wells case, where he did the same thing, right? It got him some probably followers really fast. Either way, with Jonathan Lee Riches, I can like the guy's he's cheese. He's cheese. What are those inline dentures, the ones that
Right, they're
make your teeth.
yeah. I mean like Invisalign, basically.
Invisalign, yeah. My niece has had those as well. But he's literally brushing his teeth. He eats burgers with you. I mean, he's portraying the whole real vibe. But I cannot buy when somebody has a past. It's really hard for me to buy that. But by that same token, hey, dude, you know what? If you're truly trying to flip your life around and trying to earn money in a legit cheesy way, so be it. Do whatever, right? The guy at least gives me a giggle, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
I mean, honestly, you know what? I feel bad that I'm even watching any of his videos because it goes against my own moral compass. But yet, by the same token, I mean, nobody's perfect. And I have watched that guy. I can't think of his name off the top of my head now, but he was a guy that got out of prison and he started telling his stories. And he gained, like, when I subscribed to that dude, and I can't think of his name.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it was 54, like 54K. Now he's over 1 million subscribers. Okay, and this is a guy that did a lot of things wrong, robbed people, harmed, in a sense, and da. And he was telling about his whole, like, basically all the stories from his time in prison. So, meaning I watched him, and again, if JLR is being insincere or sincere, regardless, he does make me laugh. Like if that's his kind of like publicity stunt
right
to get his followers by these cheesy and stuff like that. Whatever, okay, whatever.
Miracle Heart's White Boy Lockdown. That sounds like my dating history.
No, not White Boy Lockdown. I always forget his name.
Sean Atwood.
But anyways, where someone like Justin, like JLR, is getting off his butt. He's actually doing boots on the ground. Do you know what I mean? He's doing something productive. Justin, this guy Justin, is doing nothing but trying to damage somebody, hurt Dylan, lie.
Right.
And
he's using an entire community to do so under the guise that they have the right to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah. No one tells. People used to never let anyone know they watched. Flavor of Fave. Now no one tells except for Sunny.
Right. I agree.
Right. Lisa, and that's just it. JLR is not being malicious in his intent. He's giving like the Idaho and stuff like that. I appreciate the on-ground coverage. That's why I had to almost like so this would be me being kind of a hypocrite, because normally I'd be like, dude, you ain't getting me to watching you because you're, I know your past and da. But by the same token, I found myself constantly clicking, like I'm subscribed to him.
Addicted.
I subscribed to him back when I didn't know, but I didn't take it away because every time those little videos come up, like every 2 hours, I'm just like, oh, JLR, like how many of these are you going to put out in a day? And then I go to kind of take a look to see how many people kind of like, I want to say fell for all the cheese.
I'm not subscribed.
No. Okay. But now He needs to change that avatar picture because he's looking too much like someone already. Okay, he needs. Shame on you, Richard Allen.
Shame on you, Richard Allen.
That was a publicity stunt. That was absolutely a publicity stunt. And hey, you know what? We're not going to forget him for it, are we? For saying that.
We can't because he's going to be in that footage forever.
He's going to be in that footage. I mean, even from the drone footage.
Yeah.
You can hear him.
Now, there may be a little tidbit.
Like,
now, sorry.
Oh. Where'd you go?
No. I'm here. Oh, there may be a little. I don't know. Is there a lag now? Yeah, I think you're lagging now. You're frozen. I'm going to refresh really quick.
Yes, am I like?
Hello? Oh, Sunny's gone. Now's our chance, everyone.
Is that better?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. Just.
I think your husband stole all the bandwidth.
Probably.
So there may be a little tidbit of tea that comes out about Idaho this weekend or this week. I don't know how many people have been following close attention, but if you do the math back to Bryan Kohberger's arrest, I believe Sonny, was he arrested on the 27th or 28th of December?
Sorry, said who? Bryan Kohberger?
Bryan Kohberger.
30th.
No, it was the 28th or 27th.
We just read it. No. Oh, okay. I thought we just read it where it said the.
Well, regardless. So,
maybe.
Unless it's affected by the gag order, we know that the probable cause affidavit was released. The then search warrant probable cause affidavit for his apartment was released. But the one probable cause search warrant affidavit that has not been released is of his parents' house in Pennsylvania. And that has now, I think as of tomorrow or the following day, hit the 60-day mark, which, unless intervened by a court, is the longest they can keep it sealed. And so I expect the probable cause search warrant affidavit to come out for his parents' house in Pennsylvania either tomorrow or Tuesday.
How many times am I right? It was the 30th.
Is it 30th?
Yeah, you're thinking of Richard Allen, perhaps?
All right, so Wednesday would be the latest. Wednesday
Friday.
would be the 60th day.
Yeah, well, Friday was the day he was arrested on, and I went back on my calendar, and that's the 30th.
Right.
And that's what I remember reading today in that clip I played.
Was that about his parents' house?
Yeah.
Was that about the search warrant on his parents' house?
That's when he was arrested.
No, I know, but I'm saying, but a lot of people I don't think have connected to the fact that that search warrant should come out this week.
Oh, for the one at his parents' house?
Yes.
Oh, which reminds me. I was going to show you guys something here as well. Okay. I'm gonna drop this link for y'all as well. Okay. So if you guys want to keep up to date on what's coming out, for Bryan Kohberger. So if I make this, scroll down here, it has like all of Bryan Kohberger's, stuff, the affidavit. You're welcome. Okay. So it has all that on it. So there's
his car will be included in that.
Yeah. We're gonna go back to that. So, for instance, Associated Press versus Judicial on the 23rd. which was 3 days ago. The order granting petitions to intervene. That's for the press. Okay. So they were granted the motion right here. But you guys can come here. And if you're also into the Chad Daybell case as well, again, this is just, and the Lori Vallow case, you guys can come over here and come get all the things that you need if you need to reread anything, the affidavits or whatever. But for any of those for Bryan Kohberger, yeah, just come right here, you guys, to the site that I just dropped for you. Check it out yourself. You know, I didn't have to sign up or anything. I just went to it. And
Cool.
yeah.
I wonder, and I wonder if, considering like the other, like the affidavit that I was talking about is Pennsylvania. Like, I don't know how to get Pennsylvania public records, so I have someone else working on it as well. So hopefully they know better than I do. Because
did you try?
Yeah, I no.
Okay, thank you.
But I do have someone else working on it to. But no, I mean it wouldn't be until someday this week. It wouldn't. It wouldn't be. I know that it wasn't over this weekend. Yeah. Like they're not out. They're not out as of now.
Yeah. Right. I'll be curious too. I mean, usually depending on what state it is. Yeah. Depends if you have to call the courts clerk or if you can just, find it online, obviously. So, but yeah, so because this would all be all the stuff for Idaho, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Tony, are you? Don't say that about Jeremy. Jeremy's a nice guy. I've talked to Jeremy several times.
Mm-hmm. What did he say?
That Justin and Jeremy will get Bryan off as accessories. Oh, hey, Mel.
Yeah. She's flirting with me again, so it's okay. I think it was really late last night. Like, I can't remember what time it was, like 1. All of a sudden, I saw Chaotic on my iPad. Chaotic is live with this Rozzy guy again. Yeah.
She messaged me at 3. So Chaotic, like, I'll tell you some behind the scenes. But I get a message. I saw it today, but Chaotic sent me a message at 3:30 this morning that said, "You up?"
No, I'm down.
So at like noon today, I sent back, "Nope, I wasn't."
She's such a, like, I thought I was a night owl. The thing is, to be honest with you, I would do more things at night, but the thing is that because my husband has to go to sleep, trust me, I'm a total night owl. When I get off here, I at least spend typically 2 to 3 to 4 hours still looking at my iPad, on doing stuff.
Oh, it was gone. Oh, really? Cool truth. I didn't know that.
What was gone? What?
I don't know.
Oh, and then it was gone. Oh, did she just take it down or something then? Yeah. I can't remember. Is Chaotic married? She's married, right?
Oh yeah. She has.
That's her best friend. She said.
Yeah, Mr. Chaotic is like a Steve Austin. Good. He's a good guy.
Yeah, nice.
From what I know.
Sure. Okay.
I've seen behind the scenes stuff. He seems like a good guy.
I just got stuck in an hour of shorts. Oh, well, hopefully they were mine. I mean, that 9 cents that I'm making off those shorts.
Right.
It's
Cold truth. Were those shorts too small for you? Could you not get them off?
Yeah. If Mark's not here to say it, J Moon, thank you for being here to say it for him. All right, thank you. So the other thing that I wanted to bring up as well was, do I have it up? Or maybe I don't. Hold on. So tomorrow too as well, I think we should hear more to do with Garrett Kurtz and the charges. So it was very nice.
You're gonna pull up the Facebook thing?
Yeah, this one?
The one that they spelled Nicole Bowen's name wrong in?
Yeah, I think it's this one here, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I appreciate the article, but it really bothered me that they spelled Nicole Bowen's name wrong.
Hold on. Wasn't this the article here? How come it
is.
Yeah, but why isn't it not letting me scroll down?
Because you're not logged in.
Yeah, but I wasn't logged in before and I read the whole thing.
Sometimes they only let you read like so many articles before they make you log in.
I think that's why on there.
I sent you a screenshot of it that would show some of it. Remember when I circled where they spelled it Nicole?
Yeah. Let me take a look there.
Aspen, do you have a hat collection? J-Moon, I have a lot of hats. I like hats though.
No, not debut. Go away.
Cold Chew says I met him at the courthouse. Kind of a wait. Are you talking about Garrett? Kind of a douche.
You know, I'll tell you, Brookston, all these people like Paladinos. You know, Paladino, just by the way, Paladino. Mel, come on, find this out for me. Paladino says that his earliest release date was on the 13th of the 1st of January of the 2023. It didn't say if he was released or not. So I'm curious if Jason Palladino's out now.
The court for Jason Palladino. What day was it?
Well, it says that his earliest release date would have been the January 13th, I believe.
Did you look at his docs pop?
No, I checked. No, hold on.
Docs pop's way always more up to date.
No. I was on Docs Pop. I wonder if I went there for somebody else and I got deterred. So I was looking at Docs Pop, and I'm pretty sure I put in his name. And then I think I entered Garrett Kurtz instead of him.
Is it P-A-L-A?
No, it's 2 L's. Palladino. P-A-L-L-A.
I got it.
And then dinosaur.
Yes, use my current location, please.
Hold on. I'm just gonna quickly.
Wait, why is there a Jason Palladino on YouTube?
Wait, what am I opening? What did I just open?
Is Jason Palladino on YouTube?
I don't want that. Story stops screen.
Ew.
What? I had the wrong
Is
thing.
Jason Palladino on YouTube?
Yeah. Well, I know his daughter put out a video on his YouTube a long time ago. I meant to pull up this.
Why is his docs pop not come up?
I don't know. Too lazy.
His docs pop doesn't come up on Google.
Yeah, I don't know. No?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll look later.
Yeah. So it says, let's see, bill from grand jury, which allows him to proceed with charges. He explained that the true bill is similar to a probable cause. Can you guys see this actually? Yeah, okay. Let me
Do you know what county he's in, Sunny?
Who, Jason Palladino?
Yes. Is it what county
I don't know. I want to say Jasper or White. I think Jasper. I want to say Jasper.
I think Jasper.
Okay. So anyways, let's see. He explained that the true bill is similar to the probable cause in that acknowledges there is enough evidence to go forward with charges. None of the proceedings in the grand jury can be shared or discussed with the public. Garrett is serving a 55-year-old's sentence for the strangulation of a West Lafayette woman in Newton County, which is obviously is Nicole Bowen, and they put Nicole Brown as if it was OJ's wife. Okay, so anyways, formally charged Hanish's unaliving next week, Delgado said. So Kurtz pleaded guilty to the death of Nicole Bowen in September of 2020 before a Judge Dan Mulder in Newton County. Ooh, is it Newton County? Okay. He was sentenced in January of 2021 to 55 years. Ashley Garth got 48 years, for anyone that doesn't know that. Chris Mathis is currently, in there for more meth charges, et cetera, et cetera. And Mark Palladino sits in prison or whatever as we speak. Jason Palladino was supposed to probably get released last month, to be honest with you. And I remember going, oh, well, is the dude out? Let me go look at his Facebook, see if he's out. In September 9th, 2020, the edition of the Herald Journal, according to sources, Kurt is also being linked That's where it stops. Anyways, this is what they're talking about with Ray Hanish, and so hopefully we'll hear more, more news about that tomorrow, and as the time goes on. So of course we can have justice for Ray Hanish. It's a very sad. Go ahead.
No, please finish.
No, I was just gonna say, I really felt like there was going to be no movement on it because they didn't treat this case in the way it should have been treated, and it was one of those cases that I just felt, hey, if they didn't deem this as a crime scene and all that DNA, all those ashtrays and cups and cigarette butts and
No
just the whole
in a bar.
yeah, so I just pray that Ray gets his justice. Where's Beckley? Oh, Talitha,
Right.
she's in jail. She's in prison herself. Talitha, yeah, she's doing time. She's doing time for Nicole Bowen. I think it was last year. She actually.
How long did she get?
5 years or something.
Okay.
Yeah, she's sitting in prison, in jail right now, prison or whatever.
What was I gonna say?
I'd have to go look again. It's been a while since I actually looked her up, but I remember when she posted, it was, time basically for her to go do her time. All these people. And don't forget, Richard Allen, the alias that ended up on Richard Allen's document, in a sense, or search, was the alias Craig Renfro. Talitha Beckley is on that list of friends of Craig Renfro. Okay? So, like I said, it won't shock me that Richard Allen totally knows that guy, and has these same acquaintances. I was looking at that stuff again last night. I always sometimes go back to it to try to find a connection there. And, there's just always these names that attach to each other. I think that Richard Allen will end up attaching to these undesirables, of the Paladinos and these different, and the Kleins and all that stuff. I think he will attach, and that we're just not outwardly seeing this direct connection to it ourselves at the moment. I mean, come on, put your hand up if you're not in prison, to any of these people. Because have you ever been to prison? Anyone in here been to prison?
Never been to prison.
Well, I love prison as a whole different story, Adam. Plus, she had another.
And we all know, if I went to prison, I'd come back running the show. But I will. Can I really quickly? I just wanted to give you props again, both you and Mel, because I saw that Miss Dottie commented on. I think Mel posted a thing about that article, and you'd sent it to me. Mel had sent it to me as well, and I saw Miss Dottie's comment, and I was just like, oh, I don't deserve to be, but I was like, I wish I was included in this comment.
Yeah, no,
I didn't deserve to be, but I was like, oh, I want Miss Dottie to like me too.
Yeah, actually, I was on my iPad. As soon as it came up, I answered it right back right away. I was like, in my heart, I was just like, oh. At first I thought it was Mel that actually made the post.
Hey, I'm gonna become friends. I'm gonna become best friends with Miss Dottie. You just wait.
No, sorry, Adam. You can't win everybody over, Adam. Yeah,
I can't win over.
Yeah. So,
I just want to be friends with Miss Dottie because she's such an amazing lady. Same with Cher.
Sorry. I know I have a mental block because I called her Shar originally because it's SHAR, but it's really pronounced Cher. And I always have to remind, how you just get those little mental blocks? Yeah. So in my head, it's like I have to convert it from Shar to Cher. But yeah, right. I mean, those ladies are just, the epitome of just, goodness and nice family and,
genuineness and heart.
Huh? Yeah.
I mean, if I had to say 2 words, I would say genuine and heart.
Yeah.
Would be the 2 words that come to.
Yeah. and they really do lack the ability to know the routes, and that's where Mel has like kind of helped them, kind of like hold their hand a bit because, like they don't know the ins and outs of all this stuff, but they're learning. I'll tell you, they're learning, and I believe that they're getting a lot stronger as
I'm just
time goes on. Like
I'm glad that they've had you and Mel, and especially in person, they've had Mel being there, like physically in person. Like, I'm so
Yeah.
grateful for the two of you
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, honestly,
You can,
tell
you
that.
can. I don't want to take her from you.
Yeah. They were blessed that Mel has been helping them with this because honestly, they didn't know their way around all this stuff and paperwork and
Most people
stuff.
don't. Most people don't know
Most
that.
people don't.
Most people don't understand that that you have the right to like a victim's advocate.
Yeah. Sorry, one second.
When you're the family member of someone like Ray, and I'm shocked all the time, and I know it's easy because we're so ingrained into this culture now that we follow these cases, but I mean, these people are going about their lives like the majority of people are, not paying attention to true crime, not paying attention to what the the steps are that are involved in something that takes place after someone's a victim. And yet you were surprised when that they don't know the information that should be provided to them. But why would they? No one gets up in the day and expects their loved one to be the victim of something horrendous like Ray was.
Mm-hmm.
And no family is ever going to be prepared to know that they should have something provided to them like a victim's advocate. And so, I'm like, I love the people like you and Mel, and I try myself to be there for people like that and make them aware of like what can be provided for them. And even if they're not given those things, that there's someone looking out for them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to just blah, 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 blah.
No. Mel said that she's going to be setting up a GoFundMe for them this week. Okay. Again, and when she does, we'll let you guys know. And if you guys, I mean, honestly, these people really financially could use the help. Okay.
Right. And share, yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember? I'll still never forget. When Randy Gravitt was going to go see his mom, and he needed about $1,100 or $1,000 or something to get there. And the people that were in that chat this day, within 20 minutes, 30 minutes,
raised the money.
That Cordy, I believe, was to thank for that. There was this, I can't think of the other gentleman's name. There was, anyways, it was really nice when you guys all, like, it is really nice, truly, especially when I know, like, their family really could use that extra help,
Right.
But Dottie and their family has been through way much more than you guys could ever imagine. Okay. So you want to talk
probably
about
more than they could imagine.
Yeah. Or ever wanted to have to face. They've had heartache after heartache after heartache when it comes to people that have passed in that family. Anyways, right. So when you have it up, Mel, let us know, obviously. And you guys, again, will ask you to, share it, possibly help out if you can, even if it's $5, $10, whatever, right? Whatever it takes to help with some gas money, some, lunch money, whatever. The family, there's truly families out there. When people were donating to the Barry Morphew, okay, dude, you guys did not need that money, okay? When I see families that truly are in need of help, it just breaks my heart because sometimes those are the ones that always get looked over, bypassed, whatever. While the people that truly don't need it as much are the ones that people are donating to. And it saddens me. This family has been through a lot. So I'm going to ask anyone when it does come up that possibly someone could dig into their pockets, even if it's $5,
Right.
You know, it all adds up. A little bit adds up. This family could really use the help. Absolutely. Anyway, so bless them. Justice for Ray. And
I can't wait to get accused of misusing those funds.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. There we go again, right? I'm sure somehow we're going to be accused of shutting down that GoFundMe, right? I just have to say,
I wasn't trying to give life to that. I'm just.
Oh, I know.
It's
But
so hard when you do something to be good and be nice.
I know, and then these vultures sit out there, and we all know this particular vulture. But what still makes me laugh to this day is that we've never had a free Facebook page ever. There's only ever been the private Facebook group. So all these people that want to make up lies and try to hate, like that girl's name, don't hate, create. You know, it always makes me laugh to no end at the levels that people stoop to try to take away from the good-hearted people of this world. Again, you know,
And they're the same people that do nothing. They're the
same
people that do nothing,
Yeah.
and they're the people that are ashamed of doing nothing, and so they attack others for trying to help others, and that they feel like if they can demean someone else's intention, that they are then alleviating themselves of the fact that they did nothing.
Right.
So
Oh, and that's just
it's as
exactly
simple as that.
Yeah, you know, right, exactly. Um, you can't fix stupid, Mel. You can't fix stupid, and we're not going to try. Um, it's just one of those things.
Right.
For me, as long as I
Just
go
like
down,
Blaine's kids.
yeah, no matter what, uh, no matter what about Blaine's mom or the wheelchair victim there, no matter what they ever tried to say, they could never take away from the truth. We showed it in the funds that were given for the funeral. We showed it in the Christmas presents to the kids. We showed it by helping Peace get his computer and his daughter reaching out to ask to help his dad up, never silent. We have the proof to show what we do to help people. So it's one of those things. It's right.
Same with Mel and Cold Truth. I know that Mel has personally mailed cash to people before, and imagine the anxiety of putting cash in the mail, because that's the only way you can physically get the money to someone. But I know she's done that, and and I'm like, that's. I mean, you know what? When you're true, you don't have to justify yourself, because the truth speaks for itself.
Right.
And the more shady something sounds, it is. Buying a green screen for someone or etc. I'm not going to go any further than that.
Yeah. There's 69 people watching. The only other thing I'm going to add to that is we can only control our actions and our thoughts. We can't control anybody else's actions or thoughts. I'm not going to even try to attempt to. It's really like wasted energy to me, because we can't change what other people do. That's why I laugh it off. And that's pretty much all you can do. I mean, it sucks, that type of thing. But again, I just leave it to the people that actually have brain cells to know the truth. And the ones that lack brain cells, sorry, but those are the ones that are going to sit there and believe in that crap. But we have the proof. It speaks for itself, and we don't have to justify it, because we have everything to show that that's the opposite of who we are. And the people that literally do nothing are the ones that always have an issue with it. Like I said, so I can't change what they're going to do. If they want to put out a video, enjoy it, whatever, make fun of me, do whatever. I'm good with it, because I'm secure enough to know the truth. And I would like to think that, and that's why I, like I said, love the fact that the people that come in here, because I deem them as the caring ones, the ones that do have brain cells, the ones that know BS when they hear BS, and the ones that know the truth, know your genuine intentions, whether it's this channel or other channels that they watch. You can tell when someone's being genuine, and it's just really up to, can't control that. Control what we do. Simple as that. So we'll
Right.
leave it at that for that. Now, Adam really wanted to watch this video.
Can I say one thing really quickly before we move on?
Sure.
And I don't want it to take away from the fact that I'm ecstatic that there's the potential for justice for Ray, because that family deserves it. Ray deserves it. He's deserved it since the day it happened. I was thinking earlier today about just the correlation between some of these cases and the higher profile cases that they've been attached to. And I can't help but think to myself, and again, it's speculation, and I'm just going to be grateful that Ray may get justice, and I hope he does. But I can't help but question, would any of us know about Ray at this point today if it weren't for the Delphi case? And I know Mel and Cold Truth, like, I know that she would have brought attention to it. But had it not been connected to the Delphi case and Garrett Kurtz, would the majority of us know about it? The same way if Stephen Smith in South Carolina, if his case had not speculatively been attached to the Mudaugh case, would we as the public know about it? And that scares me, because I'm like, okay, how many of these cases are happening around the country that aren't attached to a higher profile case that we don't hear about? So, and like I said, I don't want that to take away from the fact that I'm so happy that Ray is getting justice. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But I can't help but think that if these are two cases that are now attached to higher profile cases that are getting attention, how many cases exist that aren't?
Absolutely. And like I said, for me, Delphi, Ray's case, Nicole's, they all intertwine for me because of Garrett Kurtz, to be honest with you. Garrett Kurtz is, like I said, is like that person that's at the center of so many things, him and Ashley. But Garrett Kurtz being the most, whether it's him bringing up Delphi, whether it's him talking up, talking to Open Secrets. Like, to me, the guy is dumb. Like, I'm amazed at, like, for instance, why would you even talk to somebody on the phone and start giving him all this information? It's because their egos get in the way or something. It's like the stuff that Garrett was saying in his interviews and different things. It's like, it's almost like the braggadocious, like being braggadocious. And it's like, dude, do you even realize how much you're just literally
Relations.
Oh. Like, shouldn't have played it, I guess.
Well,
let's see. Still showing. Sometimes they do that.
Wow. Okay. Oh, wait, are we back?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I think we're back.
Are we back, you guys? Okay, so it gave us, okay, so sometimes it's like playing music. So did it come up saying something? Sometimes, like when you play like music, it can happen to you.
Okay, well, I guess we're no longer going to play that show.
Darn it, I was going to stop it too, and I was like, oh. I can't. There you are. I mean, it's showing live to us still.
Right. No, I see it. I'm watching it on YouTube.
It's not even saying that it's over.
Yeah, no, look, I'm watching it on YouTube right now. Hey.
Yeah. Okay, so okay, right. So there's certain things. Right. It's okay. So there's certain things. It's like if you play music that's copyrighted. Um, it happened to me a long time ago before, when I didn't know better, and all of a sudden the stream stops because you're playing something. So it just shut down the little video.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I stopped the video because I seen the word "uh-oh," and then I know that happens where while you're playing copyright content, it will shut down the live. So how was I supposed to know that was going to be copyrighted? I guess
Right.
it's J.
We gave a shout out.
I mean, why is it that LA can a crime network can play it?
Right. We were gonna. Yeah. Yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
It says suspended. Okay.
Oh,
well, we're back.
Look at the little sneak that snuck in, Mark.
Oh wait.
Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mark. I love it. Thank you.
You were sitting here the whole time, weren't you, dude? Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Yeah. Yeah. On there.
I've been waiting for like 3 days to be like, Mark, hey.
On there. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows. He knows. He was sitting here watching the Dino Notebook. Yeah.
It is. It's the Dino Notebook. It's my first. It's my first Amazon gift.
Yeah. And I do want to apologize to Mark for giving him a headache a few nights back with that whole Amazon thing. That was my fault. I didn't know you had to make it public or add your address to it and stuff like that. I didn't know you had to do that stuff. So that was me. Because I was determined to figure out why there was no way that you can't ship something to the U.S. or the U.S. shipping to us. It just didn't seem right for a wish list. It was me. I was the problem. Apparently, I thought I didn't know. I'm a noob at that stuff. I went back to go look at it, and apparently, Anyway,
Did you say you're a noob?
A noob, yeah.
I love that word.
The thing is that, like I said, I mean, it just said add a wish list, and I was like, okay, I'll add a wish list, and then, so and then I put it so that you could share the link, but I didn't realize you had to make it public, and I didn't realize you had to go in and insert your name and address, and then so Adam showed me later that now he could see not the actual address, but he could see the name and whatever. So, anyways,
Right.
I'm sorry I had a headache the other day. It was totally me. I just didn't know any better. So I went into manage list, and I'm like, oh, it says to add address and this stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, it does
Shelly,
work.
it's fixed now.
Yeah. Sunny. Yeah.
And there's
no.
Streamlabs right on cue.
Oh, of course, right? I don't know if that one's mine or yours, to be honest.
I mean,
I guess I got to fix that. But anyways, yeah, it was me. It was me. There was this. Like I said, I didn't realize I had to. I just thought this is.
Hey, Mark. Mark's got a big day tomorrow. Good night, Mark.
Yeah. Have a good day, Mark. Take care. Anyways, so, well, I guess that video is never going to turn green now, is it?
Well, you can edit that out.
I can go edit it out. Yeah.
Right. It'll give you the exact moments to edit out.
Yeah. Good night, Mark. Have a good day tomorrow. But anyways, you know what? To be honest with you, I'm good now. It's 9:35. I'm good.
Yeah, we're 3 hours. We've been good.
Yeah, we're definitely at the 3 hour mark. I'm gonna go, edit that out of there. Buggers. Figures.
Well,
I know.
We know now. No one play that show Jail on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, but it's okay for Law and Crime Network to play it.
Right.
I gotta go to bed.
Hey, cold truth. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll say a prayer before bed tonight, and I'll keep her in my thoughts tomorrow, and you and your husband, everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, you guys. Well, thanks for joining in tonight with us. Again, see you on Wednesday. Honestly, I'm not doing Monday and I'm not doing Tuesday, Adam.
Unless I talk her into.
No, unless something really major happens.
Hey, that Bryan Kohberger affidavit comes out from Pennsylvania.
That's different. That's different. If something really important comes out, that's different. Other than that, I got so much other things that I need to be doing that I'm not doing.
See y'all tomorrow night.
Yeah, no, not gonna happen. No. Anyways, you guys take care. Well, hold on. It's the 26th. Yeah, there's 2 more days in this month. Like I said.
See y'all tomorrow night.
No, not tomorrow night. No, I don't know. No, I'm working on a video and stuff like that.
See y'all tomorrow night.
Yeah. Take care, guys. Yeah. Adam will see you tomorrow night. Have a good night. Bye. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Good night.